Think they'll put us on YouTube Music?
Jared, there is a way you could do it. Oh, yep. The volume is coming through, Conacher. Some volume. You don't get paid on though. You don't get paid on those, do you? Oh, you
on
do
ads,
now?
You do. You get like 1 cent per 1,000 views per ad.
That's still something.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's terrible. It's just that's what it is. Well, that's on Twitch. Maybe it's better on YouTube. I don't know. I know you barely get paid by ads on YouTube, especially on Twitch right now. You have to go take a pee break. You go insert an ad.
Yeah, you're not coming through on the stream, Conacher.
There we go. Shit. Sorry.
Yeah, you're not coming through on the stream, Conacher. There we go. Shit. Sorry.
Yep. Okay.
Yep, you're on there now.
I had my mic muted also, like the actual button muted. Oh, jeez. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Jared, you should just set up what Conacher has so we don't have to go through
Yeah, I
this
think so too.
The problem is I don't have any room where my PlayStation is now.
Make some room.
Build a box over your PlayStation. There's room above your PlayStation.
Jackson, my PlayStation is behind my
Because
TV
think about this. Then it would be super simple. We use all one headset and one mic. Boom.
Jared.
Done. Easy.
I got it, Jared. Build a shelf. Now you have room.
Boom. Throw out the baby.
I don't.
He doesn't have a baby,
I
David.
seriously do not.
And then what happens when we want to have a special guest like David to join us like next week?
Then he calls in with PSN on his phone.
Yeah, but he wants to stream too, David, and he doesn't have a PlayStation.
Hey, Jared. And
so yeah, we're gonna have to figure out a better way, or where me and Jackson are gonna have to make some tough decisions about the members of this Can't Pause podcast.
Wow!
I'm wondering, can you get OBS on a MacBook?
Yeah. OBS can be downloaded on everything.
My college.
Yes, David
is getting rid of MacBook Pros.
Okay.
They're giving away MacBook Pros?
They're not giving them away. They're selling them for like $200.
How old are they?
Like what year?
They're like 2018.
You're telling me the MacBook would take up less space than your computer? It would be almost the same size.
No, it's not.
Same footprint.
You can move around.
It has to have two plugins. It has to have its own little monitor, and then it has to have.
No, it doesn't.
Plug it into your
plug it into your PC or your TV. And then use your cell phone or tablet or whatever as your streaming to watching your stream, and you can view the chats on that.
So you want me to have my PC tied to my TV, which I'm playing my PlayStation on?
Yeah.
And somehow set up the stream and switch it over.
It's called hitting the input button, but yeah. I don't see what's so difficult about that. I have to do that on my monitor.
The problem is I don't have enough plugins.
You don't have two HDMIs?
The problem is I don't have enough plugins. I don't have enough surface space.
Is 2018 MacBook Pro even
good? They suck, but it's running Intel still.
I'm pretty sure they're 2018. They might be newer.
I love the podcast, isn't it? Even 5 minutes and we got our first fight. Pretty much.
Well, what would probably happen is that I just won't stream.
Oh, that would make it. Yeah. Then you could be on Discord. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or we could figure out how to freaking record Discord because it should just work.
But
it says it does it, but it
I don't
won't
know.
do it.
I looked up. It said it doesn't.
But it has an option in the settings that says allow for broadcasts and for whatever. Why would they have that setting?
Why haven't we tested? Why didn't we test it, guys?
We did. Me and Connor tested it before you got here.
We've been on for an hour trying to figure all this shit out. Yeah, that's where.
Yeah, you showed up like halfway through.
I was half tempted to just be like, screw it. Me and Jackson and David are playing Baldur's Gate. This will be way easier. Hey, Jared, look at my stream though. You gotta see. You gotta see my. You gotta see my intro.
Oh my gosh.
And then I gotta show you my break intro. I am gonna make another one that's gonna be yeah, it's gonna say Can't Pause Podcast, and I have an idea for it. I just haven't done it. I've been busy. And then what?
Wait, you don't like the name?
And
then ready for this?
You don't like the name, Jared?
What, Con Entertainment?
No, can't pause this.
No, podcast. Can't pause. It just can't pause, Jackson.
Oh yeah, whatever.
They get 10 people.
And then look at this. Boom! This is my break. This one's pretty cool.
Huh.
Anyways, boom! Back to this. Oh, I need to turn on my.
I like that one.
Turn on my face cam. Hello, beautiful world. This is Can't Pause, a podcast brought to you by us, the people.
Snowy Panda.
Except his username on YouTube, which I did add to my description, is not Snowy Panda. It's Cluck Cluck 5000 Glock Glock.
TM.
Yeah. We the people. Yeah, we the people, David. So I also, everybody who's watching, I just got monetized, so there will be some videos. I'm trying out new things. I don't know if I want them automatically or whenever I want it. But this new goal is, I don't know. I can't say N Jackson. For fun, I guess. I don't know.
How we both get double?
Suck it, guys.
No, you can't be it. Oh my gosh! We all got doubles. We're all being sent
How
to
the hell
jail.
did we all get
This
doubles?
sounds like a bad
Oh, it just
name,
decided
Con-Con.
Jackson goes first. It didn't even have
Yeah,
to
'cause
But
reroll.
he
I'm
got a
better.
6 and we got a 10. What the hell was that?
No, I got a 10.
No,
Jared
I
got
got
a
a
6.
That makes
I got a
sense.
6.
Jackson rolled it first.
I'm just superior.
But why would?
Anyways,
Okay.
did anybody do their homework and actually come up with topics? Because I
Talking
have
points?
Yeah,
I have some.
I have 2.
some. I have 3. 'Cause I'm better than everyone.
I have a couple.
Let's let fate decide. Since Jackson's first, how about he brings up the first talking
Oh, okay,
point?
that's fine with me.
Oh. Is it... Hold on a sec. Let me find it.
We gotta keep this sort of friendly so I get advertisements, Jackson, okay? I was reading all my rules about all the different things. Oh, there's water.
Oh, I got a roll.
Yeah.
I got a couple. Is nostalgia a good thing or a trap?
Right on the spot, exactly. Like, is it a good thing or can it be a bad thing in a sense?
Yeah, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing for consumers. It's a bad thing to plan for if you're like the creator of something. So like if you're making a new Star Wars movie, if you are intentionally using nostalgia for like scenes and stuff, I would say it's bad.
I'm gonna put a game on.
See,
I would say. Sorry, just a sec. Monopoly. It's not Monopoly Go. What is it? I'll just put Monopoly. I don't really care. I don't really care. I don't think people are going to be looking at Monopoly Plus to find my stream. No. So I think I'm going to make the argument that it's a bad thing.
That's okay. So there's many ways I thought of this. I didn't think about business and stuff. I was thinking about personal living, like relationships and stuff like that. I think it would be a bad thing.
Yeah,
it can be for
I
sure.
think like bad thing, and for the sense of you are living in the past too much. If you're always chasing that nostalgia, or you're looking back being like, oh, back in my day, it was like this was so much better, yada, yada, yada. It's like, well, it's not back in your day. Grow up, old man.
I think it's something like if you're spending your entire day making photo books of the past, then you have a problem. But if like once a month you go and look at an old photo book or go through your phone and look at old stuff that you went through, I don't think it's that big of a problem. It really does depend though on the whole like
intentions
point of it. Because if you're getting because if you're getting nostalgic for a relationship that you're not in anymore while you're already in a new relationship, you probably shouldn't dwell on it.
Or even on that same point, if you're being looking back, like, oh, I wish our relationship was like this, like how it used to be, or missing that. You're not focusing on what your relationship is now.
I think that's kind of the key point. If you're using it to compare with your current situation, that's where it's a problem.
One more, sure, you go to prison. Yeah.
You can't put a cat in prison.
You can try.
And it can also be like, you shouldn't base your relationship off like nostalgia. Someone can use that to make you think certain ways. Like, they realize something's happening with their relationship, so they bring something back to pull you back in. So it can be used as like a manipulation way. So yeah, I think it's bad.
What, Jared?
Yeah, I'll say I think overall I think it's more of a negative thing than it is a positive thing. Like, what do you really get out of it?
Yeah. The only time I think it's good if you stumble upon something that brings you back. That brings you back.
If you don't buy something, you have to bid it.
To a certain point of your time, I think that's good because you weren't looking for it. It just happened to bring you back to a certain time. But other than that, it shouldn't.
Wow,
yeah, like
Jackson.
sometimes I look at my old mission photos. I don't sit there and think, man, I wish I was back in my mission, because that's retarded to think.
Whoa, Jared.
And I know a lot of return missionaries that think that way.
Oh my gosh, Jackson.
Like I was just at well, the reason why we went on vacation this last week was because Whitney's cousin was graduating and also getting his mission call. And everyone gave him advice, and a lot of it was cherish your mission because you'll always look back on it wishing that you were back.
It's the same as high school with those people who are like, oh yeah, the high school was the good old days. That's your highlight of your life. That's pretty pathetic, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, I just think you're putting too much stock in doing everything perfectly or not having regrets in your life rather than just doing what you need to do.
Yeah. I mean, I understand, it's a simpler time. You don't have to worry about a lot of things, but that's the same as me thinking, man, I wish I was a kid. I didn't have rent. I didn't have bills. I didn't have to worry about food or anything. Thinking, I wish I was a child again.
I think that every day.
Yeah, you think about it. It's when you're a kid, you're like, oh, I can't wait to grow up. And then when you're an adult, you're like, why did I ever wish to grow up so fast?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though. I feel like in our situation, because of our childhood specifically, I feel like my life has gotten better since I became an adult.
Well, yeah,
Because
and
now I get to like decide what I
in
do.
certain aspects. But my biggest thing is I think like looking at it as in a general way, not just ours, but like how much it was more simpler. Like.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to worry about things that were actually like pertinent to survival.
And that's where I'm getting at. Is like, yeah, no, I don't wish I was back as a child, but for the simple facts of, I don't have to worry about paying bills. I don't have to worry about where my food's coming from. I don't have to worry about X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, if I want to be sick for 3 days in a row at school, I can be. And I don't have to worry about getting fired and not being able to pay bills.
Just growing and living, looking back at a good time is okay, but not seeing the good you have now is missing the bad part. Yeah, exactly, David. Where did this cord come from? Did it just fall out? Stuff.
Well, we still hear you.
Oh, is it still my turn? Oh, I got doubles. Sorry. I was setting up my stuff on my thing.
Oh, you finally
now I
have
have
quick
3
die.
dice. All right.
But yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say that it's okay to like
have nostalgia,
look back, but I feel like you get into a trap of constantly comparing your current self to your past self. It's just like if you keep comparing yourself to what you want to be.
Yeah.
Like my wife gets caught in the trap of like,
hey, what's up, Monkey
There's a bunch of people around us that are.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people around us that are like better off, or they get to go on vacations and stuff like to freaking Europe or whatever it is. And especially when we first got married, she would constantly get down on herself because she wasn't able to do that yet. And it's just like, I feel like you just gotta be kind of more nostalgic for what you have right now, because maybe in a few years you won't have it.
This is Monopoly Plus on the PS4 and PS5. No, yeah, I agree. It's one of those, I think people get in the trap of, one-upping your neighbors, or like, if they're doing, keeping up with the Johnsons, that's what it's called. It was a big thing with door-to-door sales that we would play a factor on, where we would be like, hey, Johnson's down the street just signed up for pest control. They want to get rid of all their bugs. Don't you want to get rid of your bugs? And people would be like, if they're doing it, I better be doing it. Is that mentality.
Yep.
And then,
which is a bad trap.
Especially nowadays with social media and stuff, where people can look at an idol, a movie actor, whatever, and say, I want to look like this, but they're never going to look like that. And
the problem is how much of it is fake.
Yeah.
That, because like, I can move 2 squares or 3 squares.
Or 1.
Or 1 square?
Yeah.
Yep. You could do it.
Does anyone own that?
I don't think so.
No.
I think you own it, Connor. The first one.
Yeah, he does.
Do I?
Yeah, he does. He's freaking lying to me right now.
Okay, well, maybe pay attention.
I'll get this one instead.
Fake news. Yeah, exactly. David says it's fake news, guys.
Well, there's so many. There's a company that will rent out a fake a fake studio that has the like a private jet.
Yeah, so it looks like you're on a private jet.
Like just exactly, and a bunch of and they get booked out all the time in LA for influencers that want to look rich. Because if you look rich, people will think that you earned it and want to figure out how you figured everything out. And that's exactly what they prey upon.
It's your turn.
No, yeah. Oh gosh, that ear. Ooh, I'll buy it. I don't know, Sue. Anyways, Jackson, what's your next point?
Am I?
Well, actually, it'd be your turn, Connor.
We're gonna go around and okay. I'm gonna start with a fun little I have a question. My fun little question. Sorry, end turn. Is if you could choose one spell from the Harry Potter universe, what spell would it be? How did you get the 3
One
dice?
spell?
Yeah, just one spell that you could use at any time.
You have to pass go.
Oh, okay. Bro, I'm taking my fans camping in the backwoods on live, not a just that ain't my live. What, David? Bro, I'm taking my fans
Not living.
camping in the backwoods on a live, not a jest. Well, anyways, yeah, one spell from the Harry Potter universe, any spell in their universe that you could use. You can use it as many times as you want. But yeah, what's the one spell you would use, or you could use? Which one would you choose? Life, last word. Oh,
Probably apparate.
So here's the thing. I don't think that's a spell.
Is it not? Is it like
It's
an
an
ability?
ability.
Loomis.
You have to have a wand to do it.
So that's yes, you do have to have a wand, but there's no actual spell. It's like you basically have to. It's a mind thing where you have to envision the place and have determination and then do it. So I don't. I will. I've thought of that. I will classify that one as not a spell. Just because it's like I think there has to be a word to associate with it. Like yes, you can say words in your head. But you're still saying the word in your head, where apparating is just thinking of the place and
would have to be
twisting.
Loomis or Leviosa.
You gotta choose only one, Jackson.
That's hard.
So that means also like changing into an animal would not count either because that's
No,
not a spell. That's just something you learn how to do.
Well, yeah, that's an ability that you can be born with, or and it's more. And to learn to do that, it is a potion. It sounds like it has to do with a potion.
Interesting.
Avada
Avada
Yeah.
You just buy a gun. Just buy a gun in real
But
life.
you don't need ammunition.
And then, like, if you wanted to be a good mafia man or something, sorry, intern. Technically, you could never get, like, nobody could ever say you killed that person
Yeah.
unless they literally
Yeah,
watched.
unless they proved, unless like L from freaking what's it called?
Prove that you
Death Note was on the case, and then he'd figure it
that
out.
you have magical. Yeah,
Okay.
I was thinking of that. I was thinking
Yeah.
of that too. Yeah, David.
What's the spell that Dumbledore uses to like clean the house?
I don't.
Is that just Reparo?
No, I don't think he actually says a spell. I can't remember.
Ooh, Reparo. I think that would be my winner.
Dude,
Right
Reparo
there,
wouldn't be
Reparo
bad.
would be really nice.
Because you could just fix everything.
You could be the best mechanic. Think about how good a mechanic you'd freaking be.
electronic, anything.
Yeah, just
good.
a repair shop. Period. They call you out to somebody's house. You're like, yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
take me a minute. You're just like, Reparo, done. Get paid. 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't even have to order parts.
Like Reparo's the best functional one. Yes.
Yep. Okay. I didn't think of repair. Yeah. Like, there's so many functions you could do with that to make money. So I really like that one. The one I was thinking of is Portus Kiest or something like that Dumbledore uses in the 5th one. It literally turns any object into a port key to wherever you want it to go.
What?
Yeah.
That's literally like, I mean, that's like one step away from apparating.
Yes,
I mean,
except the issue with apparating that we've learned from Harry Potter is that apparition has a limit, and there's borders, and it takes a toll on
Yeah.
you. Where port keys do not. You can have a port key that goes anywhere, and it doesn't use your power. It's the spell.
it's true.
So that's why, like, you.
Problem is, do you have to do it on 2 different things, or do you just do it on one thing and it takes
What
you
about
there?
the food spell from Harry Potter's 7th book? There is no food spell. You can't transfigure food, David. It's one of the 5 rules of transfiguration. Jeez.
But you can create water.
Well, yeah, that's. I mean, just pulling it out of the air. So I mean,
Can you make gold out of transfiguration?
no, that would be alchemy, and that's what the Sorcerer's Stone does. That can make more food of something you already know. You can't make more food of something. Oh, I want it. What did I spend on it?
What if
Wow.
you? What's the charm that they put in Green Guts that makes everything multiply?
Oh yeah, that curse. I don't know what it. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what it's called. But I mean, I guess against
And
to a
does
muggle.
it revert?
Well, here's the issue: is it's on it, so every time you touch it, it multiplies. So my guess is that once you break it, all of them would disappear, except the original.
Yeah.
It's because if you try to sell
I
a
guess that's
golden
true.
object to a person, it would just multiply, and then they'd freak out, and it also burns them.
Why aren't you buying anything, Jared?
I don't know.
I only buy certain properties, dude.
But yeah, I thought of the port key spell because I'm like, honestly, imagine waking up 5 minutes before work, you get ready, you look at your pin, you go portis kies or whatever the spell is, and then you touch it, you boom at your work gets done for the day, you grab another random object, you turn it into a port key, and you go home.
I'm so confused about that though, because darn port keys, like the rule is that there's two items in two different places, right?
A port key can be anything: a shoe, a tin can, and then at a certain time, once you touch it, it will teleport you to a location. So like in Harry Potter, there's the boot that teleports them to the World Cup. And then there's this statue's head that Harry Potter uses to go back to Hogwarts, which is another thing is you can't apparate outside of Hogwarts, but somehow Dumbledore can do a port key, which also they do a port key in Harry Potter 4. So a port key breaks almost all the rules.
So why would you ever apparate?
I don't know. That's again J.K. Rowling's fault. I don't like.
Is it just like easier on your mana to apparate?
No, I think it is.
You have to be a more powerful wizard.
I guess. Well, I know that they have port keys rules because they have illegal port keys, and my guess is you get caught, you go to Azkaban because that's the only punishment they have.
Oh, so it's probably like a regulated spell then.
Somehow, but like Newt's commander, he pays to use a port key to get to France because he can't apparate outside of England, or they would know somehow. But that's the thing is, it is just a spell, so I don't know. They don't really talk about if you have to have been to that place before or just like think of the place or like how that exactly works. But as all we know is you can make a port key and you can go
With a spell.
And it's literally almost called port key something. Like it's a very simple.
Portis Cordis or something stupid like that.
And that's why I'm like, well, that's why in my head, as a like a muggle, being only to use one, honestly, it would be Reparo or that one because Reparo, job wise, you could just make a whole bunch of money easily.
Dude, think about your car breaks down, Reparo.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying is as that one as a function of like, to make money or just living wise, that would be great. The port key one would just be for travel wise, like you wouldn't need to own a car.
Do you need to have been to a place to make the port key
there's no
for there?
rules because they don't get into it, so I don't know.
So it's not even like apparating. You don't have to go to France first. You
Well,
could
apparating you don't need
you
to
could
either.
just port key yourself there. Really? You just have to visualize it?
I mean, technically, that's all you would have to do. Is if you had a picture of it, you could visualize it. I think it helps if you were there, like to visualize the place. But technically, it's kind of like jumper would be more like apparating, I would say. Like you just see the place, yeah, you can jump there.
Interesting.
Ron responds by saying it's impossible to make a good food out of nothing. You can summon it. If you know where it is, you can transform it. You can increase the quantity if you already got some. Yeah, but then later in that same book, when they're in Hogwarts, the battle for Hogwarts, I believe, they were talking about food, and Ron says that you can't... you can't transfigure it. It's one of Newton's or whatever fifth law of transfiguration.
Newton's.
I don't know who it is. It sounds like Newton. What the hell?
Holy crap, Jared, you're just spending all your money.
Jackson, time to team up. You give me the yellow, and I'll give you the pink.
You don't have the full set of
Yeah, well, if I get the other pink, I'll give it to you. Ah, Jared has it. Jared, give me the pink. Yeah,
No.
I figured.
That's my favorite color.
Pink is my favorite color.
So, anyways, yeah. So,
No, I mean that's my favorite board
David
color.
and anybody else who's watching, what would be your spell that you choose? I'll have to look that up then. But that was the one I was talking about.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Though it wouldn't matter if you could like make food. You could just learn Reparo, and then you have an instant job.
Oh yeah, just yeah.
Like you could just put it up on Facebook Marketplace that you can fix anything.
Yeah.
$20.
Oh yeah, and then eventually you could actually have a legit business where you're the single person doing repairs. You get calls, you go out, you fix it, they pay you. Because even if you charge them like, okay, this part would cost this part would cost this, and then just be like, okay, I'm gonna add that together. A normal job would cost $800 plus labor. I'll charge you $400.
Hey,
You son of a dick.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I just got an achievement for that.
Damn. Okay, Jared's turn.
Oh my gosh. Oh, for a topic?
Yeah.
This one, you have to tell me if this one's bad for the optics.
Optics.
Is emulation bad?
Dang it. Jared went to jail, Jackson.
Right when I brought up
do you
emulation
mean?
too. Nintendo must be watching.
Yeah, after talking about the fixing spell, it'd be one of the most useful. Oh, yeah. I didn't even think of that one. Because so far as we know,
your turn,
there is no limitation to the fixing spell. So, yeah. I think, honestly, I'd probably
Yeah, and
choose
there
that
isn't
one
like
over...
a time limitation either.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, there is a limitation, I guess, on Reparo. It can't fix a wand.
What would it be?
Oh,
Well, yeah, you
wow.
can't fix magical items, but who gives a shit?
Unless you have the
magical.
Elden wand. But yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I think I would
wait,
probably
here's the
choose
real
Reparo.
question.
Yeah.
If you had Reparo and you went to like an old decrepit ruin of like a castle, could you restore
Probably
it?
not. That's restoring, not repairing. I think you still have to have all the pieces.
And it has to not be like decrepit.
Yeah. So like if it's 100 years old, no. But if it's like you break your glasses, your fridge breaks, all the pieces are still somewhat there.
Think about all the stuff you wouldn't have to buy. Would Reparo recharge light bulbs?
Well, they would break. Well, if you get the old ones with the charcoal, yes.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
I don't know about LED.
But now LED lasts so long. But at that point, like you're making so much money fixing people's cards and other stuff. What's the point of like just
Like,
buy
who
your light
cares?
bulb?
Yeah.
I think I'd probably almost choose Reparo, to be honest, over Portkey. I don't know. They're both really
I
good.
think because you could just pay to go anywhere.
Exactly. If you made enough
Yeah.
money, you could just pay to go anywhere. That's why. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'd almost.
But how much time would you save by Port King? That's the real
Oh,
real
you'd
question.
save so much. Yeah, and think about that. You
Yeah.
could have a job anywhere. You could even fix a house if it blows up that day. I mean, yeah.
I could. Well, and with Port King, you could have a job in California where they pay you like $40 to be a cashier.
Yeah, and then
but live in like Wyoming.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I would probably stick with my original answer. I'd say Porky. I think I'd make it work. And here's the thing: do I need a lot of money if I can just fast travel everywhere? We didn't do the house rule that you get money.
Oh.
You can't do more than one house roll.
What was the house rule we
Well,
did?
yeah, you can if you do a custom game. If you do a custom game, yeah.
Oh, yeah, those are definitely my top two that I can think of at
Yeah.
least. Because I don't give a shit about turning a rat into a freaking glass of water.
Yeah.
Like that, I don't care.
But there's a spell for that?
Well, you can turn it into a goblet.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, Jackson's thing about emulation, or Jared's thing about emulation. Is emulation bad? I'd say
Yes.
no.
Is emulation bad?
Bad for who?
Like, just in general. So is it bad as in, like, is it technically stealing, or is it bad for the economy of video games? Like,
Here's the
whatever
thing.
you want to consider it to be bad for.
We're talking about a few different things, like emulating a software that's like a GameCube emulation is different than pirating games you do not own.
Yeah.
So which one are we talking about? Just emulating the software, or emulating, or like downloading games?
Downloading games and being able to emulate and play them.
I would say, it's again a hard. Damn, Jackson, can I have yellow now? I'll give you pink or blue.
No.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's my turn. I mean, piracy is always bad, but
Yep.
it's I think if you own the game and you rip it yourself or whatever, then yeah, it's fine. Hey, look I get Boardwalk.
Yes.
What if you've
No,
never
I
owned the
already have
game,
it.
Jackson.
but it's like a lost. What if you've never owned the game, but it's a lost media, so like you can't get it through legitimate means to actually like experience it. Like, let's say an old Telltale game. You can't buy the Game of Thrones Telltale game anymore. You can't buy the old Minecraft Telltale game anymore, but you can still emulate both of those.
But technically, by law, they still have the rights to those games. So if anyone else is,
You're still breaking the law.
yeah, you're still breaking the law.
How the law is.
Yeah, but is it morally wrong?
Yeah. It's still law.
But if you bought those games in the past, would it be okay?
I would say yeah, probably, if you still have them.
Back and forth. Interesting. I would say my opinion on it is this. If they don't care enough to make it available, then I shouldn't care enough that it's piracy.
Wow, Jackson.
Because if I believe that if they had it available, I would 100% buy it. Then I don't think it's a problem.
Well, yeah, but there's many reasons why they might not be able to have it available.
Yes, but you can, especially like for the Telltale example, they could easily make all of their games available on modern consoles.
Well, yeah, but
Most of them came out on PS4, but they took them off the store.
Yeah, but that.
When they went bankrupt.
Well, yes, but also, if they can't pay the licensing fees for those games because they can't pay the fees for Game of Thrones, Minecraft, Walking Dead, or anything like that, then they won't be able to sell it.
Yeah.
So, in those situations, it's like, well,
But
yeah, they don't have the rights to it anymore.
But then the problem comes is like you still want to play it.
Yeah. Should have bought it when you could have.
And if you bought it in the past, or if you couldn't have bought it in the past, like you never even knew about it, or you just weren't able to. Because like there's a lot of games that they're bringing back right now, but they probably aren't going to bring back the Game of Thrones just because the licenses for it would probably cost a lot of money.
It's one of those where it's still against the law. Like if you owned it and you have it and you want to play it on something else, I feel like you should have the right to be able to rip it and play it on something else that you want to play it on. But if you don't own it, like it's still somebody else's thing. even if it's out there or not, just because there's a lot of different reasons. Like it's one thing of like Ubisoft being like, oh yeah, we're just shutting down the servers for the crew, and now you can't play the crew because there's no servers. Where they could easily have put some money into it to make it so it's an offline game so people could, or whatever it is, where versus like, oh, we don't have the rights to this, like the Harry Potter games. We don't have the rights to the licensings for that, so we can't put it out anymore because somebody else holds the licensing. I do think that they should get better, and especially with how technology is now, with just like how old, like movies are, I think. Because like I don't see how like a license for a movie, let's say like the original Spider-Man's, well, it's like it's kind of hard. I'm trying to think of a Marvel one that Disney, like they all own them now, so it doesn't really matter. Because I was gonna say like if the original Fantastic Four or the original whatever, oh, thanks, Jared. Like if they lose the license, can like if Sony lost the license to Spider-Man, can Marvel still can Marvel still
like sell toys?
Well, no, can Marvel still, can they now then show all the Spider-Man movies like Tobey Maguire's and Andrew Garfield, or because they were made under what's his bucket, like, yeah, I don't know. It just, I don't know how that would work, because that's where like,
well, it's also, well, think about it like this too. So let's say the games are coming out right now, so like you want to buy a current game, but you don't want to buy it like full price, so you buy a used copy of a physical game. None of the money that you're spending on that used copy goes to the company, but you still get to play the game. So let's say you want to emulate an old game that isn't available anymore. If you buy a used copy and then emulate that copy,
that's fine.
Are you now okay? Even though they still don't get any of the money.
Well, yeah, but you own the game, and what you do with it, I think, is is you. That's where it gets, depending, like where now licensing agrees with one of my topics is with Nintendo, is when it was a physical hardware, like a cartridge, and the game was actually on the cartridge versus the game now being a digital download. Technically, like what Ubisoft is saying is you don't own a game. You are renting, or you have a license.
You're used to not owning games.
I think if it's a game that's on a physical thing where you own it and you can take it off of the cartridge, take it off of the disc or whatever like that, where you own the actual files, then yes, you have, like, it's just like with modding, because at that point, technically you modding a game, at any point they could, like, I mean, like, they could get mad at that in a way. But... And so that's where it would be like, if it's a license and you mod a game, they could technically just ban you from the whole thing, where before they couldn't be, because you had the game. And that's why Nintendo's doing what they're doing. They don't want anybody to touch their shit, because they're just being stubborn and annoying.
Let's say you're following all the rules and then Nintendo blocks you from playing their game.
How?
Are you okay to go and pirate it now?
No, it's still stealing. You can still go to jail.
Yeah.
So no.
But
yeah,
in the same logic, if you were to buy, instead of buying like a physical copy of an old game, you bought just like the digital, like, information of that old game.
If you bought
because,
what?
like, you said that if you bought an old game and then ripped it and played it on your PC, that's okay. Even if you're just buying a used version of it.
Yeah, like from a pawn shop, eBay, something like that, Yeah.
But now, since things are not, physically, physical copies of it, they're all digital, you buy that from somebody.
What do you mean, how?
And if you rip that, what?
Why did they block you,
What?
David? Oh, David's asking why did they block you for that. We'll get into that in a minute. But like, what do you mean you're buying a digital copy from what? How?
So like, you know how like people bought old PlayStations that had PT on it?
Yeah.
So you do that.
Okay. You buy
Someone's
Buy
Nintendo
their
account or something.
or you can't buy their account. You bought their whole PlayStation because if you couldn't re-download
Yeah, exactly.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Would you? So it's okay to rip.
Well,
that.
that's where it gets into the weird question of like Ubisoft and stuff. Is that technically you owning that demo, or are you a license to own it? It depends on the company you're doing it with. If it's a Ubisoft demo, you definitely do not own that. So you ripping
and if
it,
it's Nintendo, you
exactly.
don't own it now.
So, but if it's a company that yes, you downloaded it, it's yours. You want to rip it, and they're fine with, yeah, that's where you would have to know, because yeah, if they count it as that and you do it, you can get sued or go to jail or whatever they want to do with you.
So my argument is, while it may be more illegal now to do something like that,
I mean, it's always been the same amount of
I still
illegal.
think morally it's the same thing. Well, ripping a game from like something that you bought, like if you bought a disc and you rip it so you can emulate it on your PC.
Yeah.
We all know that's okay.
Yeah.
But now that you can't really get a disc anymore, because that's not really how it works.
Yeah.
I think it's still morally the same thing. You paid for it.
No.
You should have the right to it.
It's not, though, because there's an agreement. So when you go to make those purchases, when you purchase it from Ubisoft, you are signing an agreement.
Yeah. Like, it's legally... I'm saying legally, yes, it is worse now, but morally, I don't care. I don't think it's a bad thing morally.
Well, before...
If it wasn't a bad thing when you bought the physical thing,
Well, yeah.
Why did it become a bad thing now?
That's the same thing as the argument of, hey, I pay for Netflix, so I'm going to download all these movies. But that's not how that works.
Well, no, because Netflix, the thing is about Netflix, though, is that you're only getting them temporarily. When you buy a game, you're not temporarily buying a subscription for that game.
Back in the day.
Game Pass.
But if you're buying it through certain companies now, that's their agreement. So if you are willing to buy a game from Ubisoft, from Nintendo, knowing full well now that they can just turn that game off in 5 years or in a month, that's you. Me personally, I just won't buy their games or play them, like if that's how they want to treat everybody.
Yeah.
But like you're still, it's
me personally, I say it's like an eye for an eye kind of thing, where it's like
I got a new.
It wasn't shitty back then. You're the one that made it to be a shitty situation. You kind of get the repercussions from that.
Yeah.
Because the only people that are going to hurt from these stupid policies are going to be the companies. No one needs to buy your video games.
No, and that's the thing is like, nobody needs to buy it. But like, that's the thing is where like morally and whatever, like morally, it's still breaking the law. It's still robbing from somebody. Even if it's a huge corporation, it's still stealing and it's not even stealing for good.
I don't think law dictates moral. I think that laws can have morality in them. But just because something is illegal doesn't make it morally wrong.
I mean...
I think the only moral wrong thing about it is that you promised you would use it in a certain way and then didn't. So you lied.
Well...
But I don't think anything else about it's immoral.
I mean, it's not just lying, it's stealing. You're stealing from somebody.
When you buy it... when you buy it,
but you bought it. You paid them money for it. They just didn't give it to you.
Well, yeah, but you full willingly know when you're buying it, Jared, that you're not buying it, you're renting it.
Well, it's like a contract. It's a
contract.
I'm
saying like that's why it's illegal now when it wasn't before. But I think morally it's the same thing.
Well, I would disagree with that because morally it's not. Like, it's not the same thing as now that you know that it's a licensing agreement, that you're buying it to play a license, just like I'm paying Netflix a licensing agreement to watch their shows that they have, doesn't mean I own every show Netflix has. That would be like, that would be the same argument.
It's also in a whole different business model.
Not really anymore.
This is my problem with it, is that it's a whole different business model. When you buy Netflix, you're not buying everything that's on Netflix. You're buying an access to a library.
Same with Game Pass.
And you have to repay it. Yeah, exactly.
So if you start ripping things out of Game Pass,
I don't expect to. But that's what I'm saying. Those are the same thing. But if you go and buy a $70 game, and it's not yours, and they are the ones that changed the agreement, and now it's a whole different thing that it wasn't before. Well, I don't care that you rip off the game.
You have an iPhone, right? Technically,
yeah.
The service on everything on your phone is not yours. They can shut your phone down whenever they want. Would you be upset?
I can go take the hardware to somebody that can jailbreak my phone. Yeah. But if someone owns a license for my game that I paid them $70 that I get to now have, but they can take it whenever they want, and if they do take it whenever they want, I wouldn't care. If that happened to somebody and they said, yeah, after that I just pirated the game, I wouldn't consider it pirating. I would consider it just like, yeah, I mean, you paid for a game. They arbitrarily took that away from you without any due process just because you had to sign the contract to buy the game. It wasn't an optional thing.
That's the thing. It is optional.
Morally, I don't think it's bad.
But that's it. It is optional.
Well, buying the game itself is optional.
Exactly.
But if you want access to the game and access to the thing that you bought, you have to say yes.
Well, you didn't buy it. So at that point, like, you have that option at that point to buy it or not. Like, hey, if I spend this money on the licensing to play this game, which again, I'm going to be honest, I think it's all stupid. I don't think they should do that. But it's just the reality that it is right now.
No, it's stupid. That's what I'm saying, is that, like, just because it's legal for them to do that doesn't make it immoral when someone does the opposite.
Well, it still makes it wrong.
Because it's immoral what they're doing.
It's not.
It makes it wrong legally. I don't think it makes it wrong morally.
I think it's wrong both ways because you're still stealing. It's wrong. Like, here's the thing. It's like, it's at their same point. Like, it's not wrong for them. It's a business model. If they want to run their business that way, the biggest thing you can do if you don't support that is not download their games, not play their games, don't do anything with them. Just don't do it. Don't pirate it. I don't like if it's a good game. Who cares? You don't like their business practices. That's
what I'm saying, is that, like, baseline is don't buy their games. Wait till they change their policy so that when you buy something, it's actually yours.
Yep.
Like that's just how you should do it. But if you were unaware of this or whatever, because a lot of people don't read the terms and conditions, a lot of people don't follow up with like this kind of like gaming stuff. So you're playing your game, you're streaming it, and all of a sudden Nintendo's like, well, I don't like the way you're streaming it. I'm taking the game back. And if that person then goes like, well, I didn't know you could do that. I'm just going to go pirate the game because I already bought it and I should have the right to play it.
Well, that's the issue. That's not on Nintendo. That's on you. That's on the player.
Well, I know, but I don't think that person was in the wrong.
He's in the wrong because he was stupid enough not to read contracts. He's in the wrong legally. No, even I would say morally. If you didn't know what you're signing up for, whose fault is that?
Yes.
You can't blame the company.
Well, did you read the terms and condition with this game?
This game? Yeah, it's Ubisoft. We don't own it.
Yeah, had a terms and condition.
Yeah.
I know, but did you read the terms and condition when you asked to play multiplayer?
It didn't ask. It didn't give me terms and condition today. No, I know the gist of it, Jared. I know that they can take it away at any given minute because it is Ubisoft. So I know their stuff.
Yeah, but do you read why they could take it away or the reasons why they would take it away?
No, they can just take it away because they decide to shut down their servers or a new game. They come out with Monopoly 2. They could shut down this one. Yeah. I fully understand that, Jared.
Yeah, but the problem is that you don't know everything that's on the terms and conditions.
Yeah, and guess what? That's my fault. When you sign a contract... So if there's something in there that I break,
but in real life,
that is real life.
When things... No, in real life, when you sign a legitimate contract in paper,
or
like
digital,
a lawyer contract, you can cross off anything that you don't agree with.
Not
It.
true.
No,
and they get it. And that's why there's two signatures.
Yeah,
that's why there's two signatures. You can cross off anything you don't agree with. When you sign it, they can say, "Oh, I don't want to do this contract with you anymore."
Yeah.
No.
But
yeah,
you're-
but you can't just
you can't do
cross
that
it
with
off and
digital.
sign it.
So you can't.
You just
You don't know what the terms and conditions is of a game until you buy it.
You can read their terms and
Technically,
conditions
you can
before.
go look them up online.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Where?
Huh? You can look up Ubisoft's terms and conditions because it's Ubisoft.
Yeah, if you go out of your way to look it up, but before you buy the game, before you have legal possession of the game, you cannot see it unless you go look it up somewhere else.
Well, when you go to sign out and when
So
you make
now
an
I
account,
spent $80.
when you make an account with Steam, when you make an account with all that, when you first make an account, they do tell you. It's not their fault you don't read it all.
Yeah, with Steam.
No, and
but when you buy a
Ubisoft
game,
and
you don't get the terms and
PlayStation
conditions until you
and
load it up.
PlayStation.
I'm not talking about these libraries, Connor. I'm talking about a game.
Yeah.
If I go buy Oblivion Remake, I don't see the terms and conditions
You can
of
see
that
it
game
before you buy it.
until I load it up.
It's on the PlayStation Store.
Where?
You can go do it right now.
Yeah, I think it's
Where?
It's in the term of conditions. There's a whole
I'm
section.
pulling it up on the PlayStation Store right now.
It's when you go buy a game, you can go down into details, and they have multiple details. One about the game and one about term and conditions and legal things.
Your game privacy policy and the EULA. There's that. Takes you to a website. There's their stuff. Oh, where's this one? And then here's another one for the developers to go to their website, and you can look up all the other stuff for them and their accounts. Like the company doesn't have to make it easy.
No.
I know they don't have to make it easy.
But
that's
it's
what I'm
on
saying
you as
they
the
can
consumer.
legally be immoral.
I don't think that's immoral. That's a business
no, they
practice.
can legally be immoral, but you can't be immoral. Well, you can't be legally immoral
are
yourself.
they being immoral? If with your definition of immoral,
because
it's a business
they are,
practice.
They are withholding information.
It's not withholding.
Most people will not try to
That's
look
their
up terms
fault.
and conditions until they get to the
That's
game.
their fault.
Yeah.
Not the
Technically,
company's.
it is their fault,
Yeah.
Conger. But they know people won't do that.
Exactly.
They know people won't do
That's
that.
not on
So
them.
they do it on purpose.
That's still not on them.
Yes, it is.
No.
Morally, it is.
Then
You are being
morally, doing what you want to do would be still immorally
You are
wrong.
being dishonest morally. If I go up to you and I try to sell you a car and I don't disclose anything and I know you won't check, I know you won't. So I lie to you, or I don't lie to you. I just don't say
you
anything.
don't tell them that you're
And
renting
then
the car.
you buy the car.
That's business. That's car business too.
No. You're buying the car.
It's your turn, Jared.
And then it breaks down tomorrow. Everything about it is broken.
That's why there's.
That's legal. You can't do anything against me, but that was completely immoral
Well, actually,
on my part.
no, there are certain laws about that to prevent that. Same with games.
No,
if you
there
buy a
isn't.
game,
Utah is a buy as is. It is your responsibility to do the checks. If I know you won't,
then that's on
I
you.
can sell you a shitty car that breaks
That's
down
on
tomorrow.
you. Buying a car that you don't want to put the
Morally,
checks
that's on me.
That's on you. Do your due diligence.
Yeah, that would be legally. But morally, if you are taking advantage of the system to make money and being dishonest about
Jackson,
it,
your turn.
then morally you're going to be like, that's going to be your problem.
But then, with your same argument, you said you don't think it's morally wrong to pirate these games. It is. You're being dishonest. You're stealing. That's morally wrong.
Yeah, I said there are parts of it that are immoral, but I don't think it's a big deal.
So it's okay for you to be a little immoral.
Wait, I can go anywhere I want.
No, I think you did all your due diligence to rightfully have the right to this game, and if they take it away from you, I don't care that you pirate it. Because in my opinion, that's not even pirating at that point. You bought the game.
But you didn't.
They're the ones being dicks. They can legally do that.
You didn't buy the game. That's your big issue.
You bought it in the same way you bought any other game.
No, it's not the same way. Not anymore.
Yes.
If it would, two wrongs don't make a right. Exactly, David.
I never said it made it right. I'm just saying I wouldn't consider you a bad person or that you did something
and
bad.
I don't consider these companies being bad. I don't agree with them. It's a business practice. It's stupid. I won't support it, but I'm not buying their games.
I think it's dishonest.
I don't think so.
I think it's 100%
It's not
dishonest.
their fault that people
They
don't
know
read.
people will not look at their terms and service.
So why? So
They
need
know
to,
people
That's like-
will
they need
skip
to
all of it.
cater to all the stupid people that aren't going to read the terms and conditions because that's retarded.
No, they don't have to cater at all.
So-
but they're taking advantage of the fact that that's what people do.
Then that sounds like them.
Yeah, like-
it sounds like the person that's buying the thing and not reading the contract. Read your contracts.
It's like when a cop sets up a speed trap in a spot that's really hard to slow down at, or that the sign is like in a weird spot, so they
Why
can
are
get
you
as many
speeding?
tickets
Why are
as
you
they
Why
want.
are you speeding?
No, like let's say it's going from 50 to 45. It's going from 50 to
And you weren't
45,
paying attention?
and it's on like a downhill. It's really hard to slow down to 45.
really.
They pull
Get
you over
better
because you're going
brakes.
53. But this is what speed traps are, and they're legal. They are
So
completely
you
legal,
passed the
but it makes
sign
you a
that said
dickhead.
45.
Jared,
You're going
that's
53.
like-
You're in the wrong.
Wait,
Slow the hell down.
Jared,
Yes.
that's what they
Yes.
do in the town I live in, right up.
I
Right,
know.
When you're going to
I
Lenny.
know.
I mean,
And it makes that cop a
here's what
dickhead.
you do.
You
I'm
might
not
not
saying
like
it's legally
the
wrong.
practice.
I'm not
You
saying
just-
they can't do
You
that.
might not like
you
the
just slow
practice,
down.
but it's still a practice.
Beforehand.
And here's the thing: it's your fault for
But
speeding.
the problem is, look, the thing is, there's a lot of times when you're like new to an area, you don't know
Those
a
are
new
all
sign's coming up,
excuses.
and it's in like a weird spot. I know they are, and they won't hold up in court. It doesn't matter. Legality is not moral.
I didn't say it was.
Yes.
It's still
So
on you.
getting pulled over, it's really not your fault, the first time at least, because you just didn't know.
Yeah, but not knowing the law doesn't mean you can't break the law.
I'm not saying, Connor, legality is not morality.
You
You can break the law and be a moral person.
Yeah, but Jared, you're saying, oh, yeah, it's not your fault because you didn't know. Well, it's not our fault that you aren't paying
I
attention.
know. I'm saying that cop is a dickhead.
I don't think so.
I'm saying that no matter what the circumstances is, that cop is purposely doing
Yeah.
that so he can get as many tickets as possible. That cop is a
So
dickhead.
if you're not speeding, you won't get a ticket, which means he's only going to catch the people that are breaking the law that are speeding. Which when you get your driver's license, you sign and say
But
that you
if
will
they
obey the
purposely are
law.
putting themselves in one of those spots,
That people are
if
speeding
they are
in.
purposely putting
Oh
themselves
no!
in one of those spots,
Let's go to the places that people aren't speeding and catch all the people that are speeding because nobody's speeding in those places. Or should we go to the places that people are speeding in to catch people that are speeding?
you would go to the places where it's dangerous to speed in. If you had a police system that wasn't built
Anywhere is
around,
dangerous to
yeah,
speed in,
many
Jared.
tickets and citations.
Anywhere is dangerous to speed. You got one idiot who's speeding,
Yeah.
kills a whole bunch of people.
Problem with how people post all the signs. There's a problem with the what's it called, terrain. That sometimes you literally will get to the top of a hill.
Second
You were
thought.
supposed to slow down or speed up, and you're impeding traffic all of a sudden, or you're going too fast. And if you live there, you learn that, and you account for it. But if you don't live there, then the cop gets
Whoa.
No,
you.
I've
I'm
driven
not saying
across
you're in the right.
United States, and I didn't get pulled over for a ticket because I just followed the speed.
I've done the
Well,
same.
yeah,
I've never gone-
these speed traps usually aren't on highways. They're usually in residential areas.
They're in highways.
Well, I'm not
They-
saying
Your
you
turn,
shouldn't get a
Jackson.
ticket. I'm not saying that. I'm
yes.
saying that if you're a cop and you know this spot is notorious because it's really hard to hit the sign right unless you know
I
it's
don't
there,
think there's any spot that is
you're
really.
a dickhead for
I
sitting there.
use cruise control exactly, David. Three left. Do left do the I don't anyways I don't think so. I don't know there's any time besides it being like snowy that there's a spot where it would be hard to slow down. Yes, you're going
But then
downhill,
at that
but
point, why are you speeding during snowy times
Or bad
hard
conditions, yeah.
weather or
You're not speeding. The whole
Bad
point is you're
trains.
not
Yeah, it
speeding.
is.
The point of a speed trap is that you don't know that speed is about to change. And when it
No.
does, you usually don't have enough time to slow down. That's the
So
point of a
you're-
speed
so you're
trap.
not paying attention
They
to the
are in
roads.
residential areas all over the place.
Yeah, and there's signs. You will see the sign before, unless you're going stupidly fast, and it's usually not a big change. It's going from 55 to 40. That's a 15. I have time to slow
still
down.
me. Yeah, and where those places are happening.
Guys, you were talking about highways.
No, I'm not. I drive through cities, Jared. I saw somebody get pulled over by a speed trap. He was in an empty lot yesterday. I have it on my dash cam. He gets pulled over because instead of going 40, he was going 54. And he gets pulled over.
Okay.
In the middle of town.
Yeah.
Guess what? The cop was hiding.
Yeah.
That's a speed trap. He should have been slowing down. He should have driven slower. He should have maybe gone the speed limit or five over.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't be held accountable. What I'm saying is that the cop sitting there knowing that people are going to mess up.
That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying the cop is a dick because he's pulling everybody over at a spot and purposely doing something and taking advantage of the system to get tickets.
I don't think he's taking advantage. If people aren't paying attention, now they're going to pay attention and realize, oh, I need to slow down in this area because it does slow down and cops are patrolling because people aren't paying attention that it goes from 50 to 40 or something. Or 30 to 25. I don't see how that's that bad.
Shit.
Damn.
I think the cop's a dick.
Yeah, you can think that, but he's doing his job.
I see, but here's the thing.
If he was shooting everybody that was speeding, yeah, he's a dick.
Wait, holy crap, I got a lot of money.
Yeah, but that's also morally wrong. What I'm saying is there are times when you can be legally right and be morally wrong.
But I don't think he's morally wrong or anything for doing his job.
I think he is. He's not doing his job.
He's catching people that are speeding? You're saying everybody who gets caught by a speed trap are people that don't know that the speed limit changes or that they couldn't slow down because it's a hill.
I've never said that.
So
you're taking my argument. You're taking my argument to the extreme, so you can disprove it.
Jared, how many people do you think they catch because they
you
don't
just
know
did.
that?
How many people do I think they catch that were trying diligently to follow the law, but it was just set up in a way that it was kind of really hard unless you knew it was coming?
Give me a scenario. What road are we talking about? Because I don't know any road that I would say, oh, yeah, I didn't have enough time to slow down. My GPS will tell me that the speed limit changes.
I don't care if you don't know a road. There's a few roads where I live where that is the case.
I think you're just a bad driver at that point then.
No, there are roads in Naples are straight line. They are straight line. They are flat as can be. You can see all the way to the end. But there are trees in the ways of the signs. And so when you're driving, there's a sign. GPS. You don't know what the new limit is, if it's higher or lower.
We're just trading money here, Jared. Oh, crap!
A lot more money, though.
You don't know if it's higher or lower. And because Naples, for whatever reason, has its own police force. It has an entire police force, and it's basically.
I didn't get pulled over.
Yeah, I haven't got pulled over either. But I'm saying I have seen the cops hide behind those signs that have been covered up by the trees.
But then,
just so they can catch people that don't know how to change.
If they are physically covered by trees, that is illegal because those signs need to be visible. So there's your fighting point.
I know.
Hey, but then.
But Jackson, just because you don't know what the speed limit is doesn't mean you don't get a ticket. You can't even dispute it.
You can.
If there's no postage.
Yeah, you can. You go to court. You show
take
up to
pictures
court.
of the
Jackson, if you are in an area where there are no postage signs, so in residential areas, they only have to have a postage sign.
25 miles an hour
around certain roads.
So do 25.
No. There are residential areas here that are 35. They have no postage sign for 15 blocks.
So if you're going 25,
they
what's
only have it at the highway.
If there's no signage,
if you drive 25, you get a ticket for being too slow.
No.
Did that happen to you?
If there's no signage, I've never seen someone. Oh, I need ends. That's right. I've never seen someone get a ticket for driving
unless
too slow.
it's on the freeway and you're impeding traffic. But in a residential
area, you can get a ticket that way.
You
can get a ticket that way. It's legal for them to give you a ticket. So if they have a place like that, they can give you a ticket. You can't dispute it just because you didn't know what the speed limit was because there was no postage.
But why are you going to go 30,
Do you not
40,
have a GPS?
50 miles if you don't see a signage?
My Google Maps tells me.
I'm not saying you're going fast, Jackson. I'm saying you're going too slow. If you're in a place that goes 35 and you're going 25, a cop can legally give you a ticket and you cannot dispute it, even if there was no sign on where you were driving.
Jared, no matter... Legally, they can give you a ticket for going 1 mile under or 1 mile above. That
I know.
the stupid.
Yeah, you're going like your
There's
argument.
still-
You're
Yes.
going to extreme.
And it makes that
So
cop
I'll
a
give
dick.
him something that I can
It
agree
makes
with.
that cop a
Yes,
dick.
David, what are you going to give him? Yeah, if he pulls you over for going 1 mile over, yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah.
But them
And it's the
sitting out
same
there
thing
and
for
people
these
speeding
speed traps.
over these things because your claim is people are special and don't know when speed limits change, that's on them.
Or
That's
when
not on
it's
the cop.
common sense to use.
If
Where
the, if
you
the
should
sign
be
is covered by
slowing
a
down.
tree, it's not the cop's job
Yeah,
to
but you're
uncover
going
it. But he can
extreme.
still
It
arrest
is-
you or give
You're
you a
going
ticket.
extreme.
Technically, it is by it's the city's job
on
to
the
keep
extreme.
those
Yeah.
posts, the signs.
Just the simple thing, like
open.
Jackson's saying.
Yeah, that's the
Go-
city's job, but the cop can
Yes,
still give
he
you
can
a
give
ticket.
you a
If
ticket.
the cop
And
is
you
the
can-
city
you still
cop,
have
Go
to
to court
pay
with
it.
the pictures. You show the judge, they'll throw it out. You have a high chance because,
Yeah.
hey,
No, they
have you
won't.
done it?
yes, you do.
You should have known
And
what the speed
second-
limit was.
So, Jared, you're just
But
arguing.
if it's
that
covered,
you don't know
but
if
if
they'll
it's
throw
covered,
it out.
you have legit
Take pictures.
reason why.
I do know they won't throw it out.
Oh, you've done it?
If there's any postage at all that's not covered, you are still liable for breaking the
Okay,
speed
then you
limit.
should have seen it.
If all of them are covered
Jackson, end your
and
turn.
you have proof of that, then
Oh,
then you can dispute
Okay,
it. But
so-
if there's any postage at all
So why
anywhere,
didn't you see that?
you
That's on you
have
then.
to follow it.
You should have seen it. So it still comes down to
No, what I'm
you're
saying is the
wrong.
only postage you're
'cause you
able
didn't
to
see
see is covered.
Oh, so they're all
No,
covered.
the only postage you're able to see is
So
covered.
then it would be legally.
No.
You could get it thrown out because you can't see it.
No.
You just said that.
It's the same reason as if you live in a residential area, or if you're in a residential area, and you're going someplace, and there's no postage because they only have to have postage in certain areas, and the whole time you're driving you don't see a single speed limit sign. If you break the speed limit,
Yeah,
you're still liable for the
it
ticket.
is your
It's
fault.
the same thing as if
It
the
is
speed
your
limit
fault.
sign is covered.
When you're traveling,
in a residential
but here,
area-
wait, Jackson. When you're traveling, you're supposed to know the laws that you're going through. Like, yes, is it reasonable that you're going to look it all up? No, nobody does. Or some people do. I'll look through when I was
Exactly, that's
driving
the
through.
whole
When I was
argument.
driving through states, I looked up which states I could watch my iPad on and get in trouble with, and which ones I can't. So I turned off my iPad and didn't watch Harry Potter. Jackson, end your turn. And there's some states you can watch movies while you're driving. So,
Oh.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
the thing.
That's the whole argument,
That's on
though.
you. It's your job. It's not the government to hand feed you and tell you every single law and make it easy. If you're going to drive through an area that you don't know and you don't know the laws, you should look it
The
up.
argument is not that you should be able to break laws if you don't know them. The
I didn't
argument
say it was.
is
It's
if-
on you.
if someone takes advantage of that system,
It's not taking advantage.
are they an
No,
asshole?
It's not taking advantage.
No.
It is taking advantage.
Because you
If
don't
a cop
know
parks
doesn't mean it's
his
taking
car-
advantage. It's your fault for not knowing. That's not taking advantage.
Oh my gosh, it is taking
No.
advantage of that. They know you don't
How do
know.
they know that, Jared, until they get up? You
They
could just be
know you
speeding.
don't.
You could be being a typical person and speeding. So you're just assuming everybody just
Donegar,
doesn't
the whole
know.
point of parking, the whole point of having a speed trap is not so you catch the actual people that are speeding. Because if you want to catch the actual people that are speeding, you don't need a speed trap. You just
I
park
think you're
somewhere.
just calling speed
No,
traps speed
but if you
traps.
park at a
Jared,
specific
Jared.
speed trap,
No, speed traps
If you
are
s-
to catch those people that don't slow down for the
Yeah.
signs. Those are the people speeding through town, more likely.
I know. But when you have an actual speed trap, a legitimate speed trap, not
So when we have,
one where
when
they're
we
just
have
parked
one of
off the
those
road where you
special
won't see the
rare
cop,
speed traps that happen 1 in a million, not all the ones that they catch in the people
That happens a
that are
lot,
speeding.
actually.
I don't think in your
What's your-
situation, I don't think so. I don't think people are that naive
What's-
that they don't know.
cops are incentivized to give tickets.
Not all of them.
If you're incentivized to do something, you're going to figure, yes,
No,
all of them.
that's
Every
that's,
state cop
that's
gets incentivized.
not every state.
It is
Not
every,
every state. Jackson, your turn.
Name one.
I would have to
Oh.
Google it. You name all the states that do, and,
And
I'll
second of
disprove
all-
one of them at least.
Being in
Every single one of them.
when I was in Orem and Pleasant Grove, they didn't care until the last day of the month to do
So don't
those
drive
ticket
that day.
thing. Yeah, they like because they have
That's
to.
the thing. Here's the
They're
thing,
not
guys.
incentive. They
If they
have
are
to make
taking
a
advantage
goal.
of the system to get, because they are incentivized to get numbers, and the only way you can get those kind of numbers is to take advantage, or the best way, I should say, not the only way,
in
The
your
best
turn,
way is to
Jackson.
take advantage. You can get
Or
all of
play
your
again,
tickets
Jackson.
in one day
Oh, yeah.
if you park it in a very sneaky spot that's really hard for most people to slow down on time.
Just don't speed. That's on you again. If you don't know the speed limit, that's on you.
Legally, yes. Morally,
no,
no.
it is. Morally, yes. You agreed. You're
No,
being
it's not.
dishonest. If you agreed to have a driver's license that you would obey the laws, and then you're going to be like, oh, I didn't know the speed limit, well, you should probably learn the laws and maybe don't drive if you're going to be dishonest about it.
Okay, so by your logic, if you're going 1 mile over the speed limit and you get pulled over,
It's on you.
that cop's not a
No,
dickhead.
yeah.
He's not doing anything morally
Hey,
wrong.
I
That's on
was
you.
speeding.
Yeah.
Technically,
If you're going 1 mile under the
But
speed limit,
that's why there's laws. There's a law, usually in states, where it's saying if there's a certain amount of range, as long as they're not driving recklessly, they can drive in this range.
they don't have a range law.
And it
yeah,
That's up to the
that's
cop.
mostly Montana. I think is the only one that
No,
has
Montana
that.
doesn't have it either because they needed funding for their roads. So you have to follow the speed
Oh,
limits. That was back
well.
in the day.
But I just don't understand. You don't think that you could take advantage of the system and be legally in the right, but morally in the wrong?
I don't know if you're not following the laws, you're not following the speed limit. How are they taking advantage of you? Because you want to break the law.
I don't want to break the law.
Oh, you don't want to break the law?
But you can be put in a situation where it's extremely hard not to.
Very
And
like
then
a
if
very
they,
rare.
If they
very,
know that's
very,
the
very rare.
situation, instead of fixing the
Your turn,
situation, it's not very, very rare. There's 8 in this town.
Well, then why don't you know? Why don't people know those?
They do. Everyone talks about them.
Then don't
We all warn
speed.
each other about them. That's good for a local person. But Conacher,
Why is out
if
people
you know this
out
is a
of
problem,
town
instead
speeding?
of fixing the
Why are
problem,
people outside of town speeding?
because they don't
The
know
speed limit?
the postage. It can
They
go
don't
from
have a smart app?
35
It's like-
to 25. Most people don't use their phones,
I would say
dude.
75% of people use their phones or have a GPS in their cars.
especially traveling people. If they're
But that's not part of that's not part of driving law.
No, but it
Conacher.
shows you the postage of the speed.
Just because
Yo,
the-
I just stopped in. This is already fire. Hey, Zach, what's up?
That's not part of the law, Conacher.
What do you mean?
Because those things can also be wrong.
They can be, but you can do your due diligence,
Yes.
Jared. It's still on you.
This is the dumbest
No, what,
conversation I've ever had.
Jared. Where your point could stand would be
Jackson, click your button.
sorry. Where your stance could actually have an argument would be. Why is it okay for cops to lie to us, but we can't lie to them?
That's a better argument. They shouldn't be able to lie to us.
That's way better
the
argument
same
No,
than
it isn't.
speed. No, it's not. Because
They're not lying.
actually
Yes, it
has
is.
How are they
moral.
lying, Jared?
They're lying.
Cops don't put up speed.
They are being
No, they're
dishonest.
not. How?
They are purposely using a system they know is broken in some kind of way, is at disadvantage to the public, and they're using it to get funding or get money.
By
That is
you
dishonest.
speeding.
What would be honest is that you find out that this is a problem, and you go to the city to make it so those signs are more
By
visible.
you speeding, yeah,
That would be the
the
honest
cop
thing.
should, or should the people? Because I think that's on to the people, not the cop.
The cop should.
Oh, so it's all up on the cops.
He is a civil servant.
Yeah.
He's a civil servant. It's part of his job, Conacher.
what,
So
fix
you're
the
getting mad at
city?
him for not doing his
I'm
job.
not.
Yes. If he finds out there is a huge amount of people that can't slow down in this point, or they don't see the sign, he should go
Yeah,
tell
and
the
I
city
doubt
that
that
this
it's
sign needs to
because
be
of the
better
people.
posted.
I think it's because the people just want to
There's
speed.
actually speedsters. It's usually in
Yeah,
high
that's
areas
not at
or
all
schools
how it
areas
You prove me
where
wrong.
people will speed.
Isn't it up to the state to fix the signs? Yes,
I-
it's not up to the police officers. It's up to the states.
No, it's up to the city.
Okay, the city,
First
depending
off.
on the roads we're
That's-
talking about, still not up to the
The
police.
city also pays the cop.
Oh, they pay.
The city pays
They
the
pay
cop.
my
The
damn
cop
trash
is a civil
guy. I
servant.
don't get him to fix the damn
If-
signs. Come on, Jared.
I'm not saying he has to,
But the
but the
cops have
cop is a
to?
civil servant. It would be dishonest if they take advantage of that
so.
rather than getting it fixed so they can save people.
Oh, okay. Because
Their
people
whole
don't
point
want
is
to
to keep people
speed.
safe. No, Conager, the whole point is they can still park there, but if they do their due diligence and
So
make
you're
sure that
talking
everyone
about a
knows
specific
that this
place where there's trees covering up, which, hey, guess what? You could go to City Hall and talk
No,
about
I'm
it.
saying any speed trap ever.
No,
I'm saying any speed trap ever.
No.
Where the postage is
what
too
about school
short.
speed traps? Schools and
Those make sense.
Those ones are fine.
The signs light up. There's no trees in front of them.
There's no.
They are
You're
blinking.
talking
all
about-
signs
They
light
have
up.
You're
warning
talking about a
signs.
very small amount of speed traps, maybe in your town because you're mad about it. But that's not how it is all the places. So maybe you have some bad cops. Maybe you should go to City Hall, Jared. You're a place. You pay taxes there. Go to City
Dude,
Hall and say, hey, these signs need to be better.
It's not my
Oh,
job.
shit.
It's not dishonest for me not to do
is
that.
up to the
People
citizens
should not fight the government when they're doing bad things. I get it. I get it.
No, the person
let's
that their
everybody else
job
do
is
it.
to actually pay
Because
attention to
it's
those
not
things
my
should have to do
job
that.
to fix our
But
country. It's
it's
somebody
also up to
else's.
the
I'm saying,
citizens
okay,
to
everyone shut up
report
for a
it.
second. Everyone shut up. Is it more honest for the cop to take advantage of that or to fix it?
Okay, so you're putting
Is it better
you're putting
for
the
the
blame
citizens
on the
to
cops.
take advantage of that or to
Why
fix
don't you?
it?
You have the same due diligence as the
Conager,
cops, Jared.
Conager,
Same due
Conager,
diligence.
answer the question. Answer the
What?
question. Answer the
No.
question.
Oh, it's just your two answers?
Is it more honest?
No, I'm not answering your
Is
dumb
it
question.
more honest? Okay, then this conversation is done. Let's go to the next topic.
Jared, why don't you do it? Why does it have to be the cops?
Conager, answer my question. Is it more honest? If there was a cop that took advantage of it, or if there's a cop that turns it in, which one's more honest?
Maybe they did. Do you
Which one's
know if
more
they
morally
did turn
okay?
it in? They could turn it in and
And
still
then
be
the
doing it,
citizens
Jared.
just
you,
not doing
Conager.
anything.
Answer the question. Yes or no?
Neither.
Is one more honest
I would
than
say
the other
neither.
one?
It's not in their job.
So neither, both of them are the same then. To you, both of them are morally the same.
If a cop knows that the sign's hidden, guess what? Everybody driving by also knows that the sign's hidden. Everybody who's a citizen knows that the sign's being hidden in that town. Guess what they could do? Oh, let me dial up the mayor's office and be like, hey, the sign is covered up.
And then guess
And
what?
guess what?
If that
How
doesn't
do
Yeah,
you
so
work,
not
you're
know
saying,
the cops didn't
you're
do it?
saying,
They could have told
you're
people.
saying a cop that doesn't care about any of that and instead parks his car specifically there because he knows it and knows that people are going to mess up is the same as a cop that goes and gets it done. Goes and gets it fixed so people can be safe on the road.
So,
Those two people are
the
the same.
people that are speeding that know that there's a speed trap there.
No, don't
Dude,
ask the
this
question.
is
Answer
gonna
me the
be-
question. Those two people are the same.
Sure.
Yes.
And you're.
Okay then. If that's your answer, I'm okay with that answer. If you believe that, that's
No,
okay
Jared,
with me.
you're
I
only
just
giving
wanna
me
get
two
it clear.
options, and I'm like, oh, you got to choose out of this one and this one. Do you want a shotgun or a
those
pistol?
are the two options.
Which way do you want to die?
My whole
Neither.
point is that you can be within legal limit and be morally not good.
So for them doing their job and catching people that are speeding, because you're in your scenario, all the people
That's
that
not
are
what I'm
being
saying.
pulled over are people that don't know that there's a speed trap, don't know that the speed limit is changing.
That's not what I said either.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's not what
So
I said
all
either.
the people.
I'm only talking about the intention of the cop, Conager. I'm only talking about the intention of the cop. I don't
is to
care.
do his
If
job.
no one breaks the law, then he doesn't catch anybody.
Yeah.
Is he still an
No.
asshole? He parked
He's
himself
not an
there
asshole,
specifically
period,
to
Jared.
catch people, and they never did
So
anything.
what about the cop cars that don't have to disguise, like they're just a normal car-looking car, just sitting there on the side of the road, just waiting for someone just to speed by them?
That's fine. But if you do it specifically knowing that there's a place that's really hard or that the sign is covered, that makes you an asshole. Because you're
I think that's your
specifically doing
opinion
it
that makes
just
him
to
an
get
asshole.
people.
I don't think they are. Just because you were
I
speeding,
think it does.
that makes you an asshole.
No, we're not talking about people that are breaking the law. We're talking about the intention of
So-
people upholding the law
Upholding the
and how
law.
they can be within the law and still
An
be
undercover
wrong.
cop.
Wait. No, you just said they're upholding the law. They want to be pulled over so the cop's not an asshole.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're upholding
they're-
the law, but they're doing it in a way that takes advantage of the system instead of solving the problem. They
Because the
perpetuate
problem
it
is
and get
people speeding.
bonuses from it. Yes, the problem is people are speeding in this one area specifically. Okay, let's say you have a problem area. People are speeding a lot in this area.
Okay. And
You go there, you find out, oh, it's because of this X factor. instead of solving that, instead of doing that,
How do you
say,
not know
I'm going
he
to park here
reported
so I can
in?
get
How-
all my parking tickets this week.
So we're
This is another
assuming
question. How
that.
do you not know he
that
reported
we're
it?
assuming he didn't report it, Jared. And are we
Yes,
assuming
I
all?
literally
Wait, no,
laid it
listen,
out for
we're
you.
assuming that every single person that is driving through this does not know the speed limit.
That doesn't
Oh,
matter.
it doesn't. Then if everybody's driving the speed
So,
limit,
yes,
then
we're
how is
I
he an
just told
asshole?
you there is a high concentration of speeding happening
Yep.
on this road. The cop identifies the problem and then decides to take advantage of it to get all of his stuff. Does that make him an asshole?
No.
All right then, that's okay.
That's what we've said 20 minutes ago, 2 hours ago.
No, you never
Yeah, I
answered
did.
the question. You
I
kept asking
honestly
me more
said
questions.
he's not an asshole for
No.
doing his job. I think it's the person's
So
fault.
he's the same amount of doing his job as the guy that goes and gets it fixed so that public can be safe and no
I
one
don't think.
speeds
Here's the
through
thing,
that
Jared. I think it's
unknowingly.
up to the people to get it fixed, not the cops. If you want it fixed, you should get it fixed. If you think these signs need to be trimmed down, they need to
So-
be trimmed down.
Or how do you not know he reported it and the county or the city
Oh
is
my
not
God.
doing anything about it?
I
Then the city is
made
not doing
up
anything
the
about it.
scenario, guys.
Exactly, we're just adding
the
on to the
scenario
scenario.
is you have two cops. You have two
Okay,
cops.
new scenario.
Okay, which one's worse?
Neither.
One that fixes it so the people can stop speeding on accident,
Jared, your turn.
or one that takes advantage of people speeding on accident to get all the money. Which one's worse? That's all the information. I'm not saying that there's morally gray places.
Neither.
I'm just saying these specific examples. Which
'Cause
one's worse?
Guess what, Jared? Those areas that
Which one
happens,
protected Which one protected the people more?
both protected. the
Technically,
people
yeah,
more.
both would still be protecting. I love the
No.
perspective
Because
here.
here's the
One
thing,
allowed the
Zach.
situation
Where
to keep
where
going
that
so they
thing
can
happens-
profit.
But that's you're
When
assuming
where
that's
that
why they're doing it.
happens- But that's
I
if-
made the guy up. I know that's why he's doing it.
Okay, Jared. So in your perfect scenario, yeah, he would be an asshole because you're
Yeah,
making
the one
it.
I made up that was a
You're
hypothetical.
making it so yes, in that exact scenario. But I don't think so. In real life,
Yes.
he's not an asshole. No, we need marshmallows. Sure.
Oh my gosh, I'm saying he is working within the law.
Yeah, he's fine.
And he's morally
fine.
wrong. Holy crap.
He's fine. He's good.
He's fine.
I think he's fine. It's
Okay.
not his fault.
But
Everybody's
first of
a
all-
dumbass and speeding.
But here's the thing: where those things happen,
Yes, dude.
happens
facts.
everywhere, and no matter what, if the signs are posted visible, people are gonna still speed past them, still going
Yes,
40
I
miles
know.
over, 10
I'm
miles over.
saying, would it be better if a person made sure people weren't doing it on accident for safety reasons, or if someone took advantage of it to
See,
profit from the situation and
Well, they
kept the
don't
dangerous stuff
technically
happening?
profit off of it.
Yes,
Jared,
they
your
do.
turn.
They have to get certain numbers. They get
Not every
a profit,
state. I did look
not
it up.
money,
Not every state
monetarily.
does.
And like Utah requires them to have so many tickets. They don't get money off the tickets.
Also,
Oh my gosh, guys.
I don't care about the
You're
ticket thing.
totally missing the whole entire argument here. The argument is both of them are legally in the
Yeah.
right. One of them's an asshole.
I don't think so.
No.
Here's the thing: they're both doing their jobs. Also, here's a third option. Why don't you stand out there with a sign saying "speed trap"? Tell everybody there's a speed trap.
Well,
Yeah.
you could do that.
Then
You could just do that with
the
Yeah.
good. You're the hero
GPS.
that this town needed but didn't want.
But you
So
could
there's a
just do
hero,
that with
so
the
who's the villain?
GPS.
All
Who's
the
the villain,
dumbasses
then?
speeding.
No one.
You're warning them.
Oh, right.
The cop's just doing
Right.
his job. It's not his fault that everybody wants to speed.
Yeah. Yep, I remember. Yeah, the cop's job description is figure out how to manipulate the system so that you can get the most
man,
tickets.
let's see. Oh, my job is to manipulate the system. I get it. Let's make sure everybody speeds because that's what people want to do. People speed. Just that's a thing.
Yeah, people do
And guess
speed.
what?
And you should be trying to catch the ones that are doing it on purpose.
How do you
and
know,
trying
Jared,
to
who's
minimize
doing it
people
on purpose and
accidentally
who's
doing
not?
them.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
don't.
So pull
That's
everybody
the whole
over that's
point.
speeding.
But the first cop doesn't care. The first cop doesn't care if you're doing it on accident or on purpose. He wants to get the bonuses from you doing it. So he keeps it there. The other cop
So stop
fixes the
speeding.
problem.
I think it becomes a moral
the society
issue
can
of
be
I think
safer.
you individually need to stop speeding. Stop getting tickets, Jared. Slow down and put your cruise a little slower. If it's 40, put it 40.
Again, you are changing the argument from who's at the most fault to is this cop an
Exactly.
asshole?
David puts out a good point. How do you know which one's the two? Exactly. You don't know which what the cop is going to do. We have Google Maps, and it has stops and road signs. Exactly, Zach.
And they tell you about
There are
of the
so
law.
many different ways to know the laws and the speeds that if you get pulled over for speeding, either you're an idiot
It's
and you
your
didn't
fault.
pay attention, but it doesn't matter. It's your fault. You're driving. It's not the cop's fault.
This is not even the argument,
It's not the
guys.
cop's fault.
This isn't
Unless
the
he
argument.
shoots
He's
you
not
for
doing it-
speeding, it's not the cop's
He's
fault.
not a dick.
And
I
if
never
you're,
said it was
if
the
you're
cop's
black,
fault.
then it is the
I'm
cop's
saying
fault.
he's taking advantage of a broken system so that he can
You can't
benefit.
say that
I
on
just
stream.
did.
But what I was gonna say, he's not a dick.
Guys, you're misrepresenting the entire argument.
I don't think so.
It has nothing to do with who's caught speeding, what the person was doing. I'm
I
saying
just said
the
he's not a
intention of the
dick.
cop is to not fix the problem, is to not protect the freaking people. It is so he can get the most pullovers and tickets.
Okay.
He's not a dick.
While the second cop is trying to fix it so that everybody can be safe, at least at least the people that want to be.
Here's the difference. The first one is
Freaking
not a
Jared,
dick.
exactly.
The other one's just a
Nicole,
more
freaking Jared,
outstanding.
stop speeding. Exactly, Zach.
He's just a more outstanding police officer. One's doing the bare minimum. One's doing overachieving.
Yeah.
There's no difference.
Yeah, and if you are a civil servant and you're doing the bare minimum, you're a dick.
No. If you're making
Yeah.
up your own laws, you're a dick. Lying, you're a dick. That's
If
why I
you
brought
are
up the lying
manipulating a
part.
scenario to get benefit
No,
at
they're
other
not
people's
manipulating
expense,
anything.
yes, you are. You
If the
know
cards are
there's a
laid out
problem
to you,
here, so
you're
you
not
park there.
manipulating.
Jackson, if you know there's a problem there, and you know you'll benefit if you do something, and you could do something else that would fix it, but instead you choose the one that benefits you,
So-
you're manipulating it.
Anyways, I don't.
Now again, we can advance this and be like, okay, he reported it, but he's going to sit out there and he's going to warn everybody that
So,
please, hey, pay attention
one
next
person,
time.
you're
Fine, but it's not the scenario.
Yeah, but your scenario is flawed in so many different ways. But the other thing is,
It's a hypothetical.
exactly, they're both good.
not supposed to be
Listen,
real life.
Linda. So here's the thing: you're claiming one cop's calling the mayor, calling these people to get the things cut. The other cop is setting up speed traps to warn. And here's the thing: maybe that in his book is a way that he's gonna warn people.
And guess what? It
Yeah.
works because
And maybe,
everyone talks about it.
maybe lynching black people was to protect the white people of the community. It doesn't
You
make
can't
it right.
say that online.
Yeah, it doesn't
I'm
make
gonna
it
say
right.
the edit. I'm gonna
Jackson,
say it, guys.
shut
I'm
up. Yeah, I didn't say that
It
was
doesn't
right.
make it right. Just because you have justification for it doesn't
but
make you a
here's
good
the thing,
person.
Jared. But here's the thing: one person's speeding, the other person's not.
I'm not saying the cop is in the wrong, Conager. Holy crap, how many times I have to say this? Is the cop a dick
No,
for taking advantage of the
I've said
situation
that
and
17
benefiting
times. The
from
cop's
it?
not a dick.
So he puts the public at risk because he knows there's a problem, and he benefits from it. And so he doesn't solve the problem. He's not a dick.
Yeah, no, he's not a dick.
So in your book, a cop's only job is to write tickets.
I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth. Good job. But I didn't say that.
Okay, a cop's job is to write tickets. Not his only job, but that's his job.
It's part of his job.
What is a cop's
Yeah,
job?
part
then?
of his job.
Do you know there's different ways to get tickets,
What's
Jared?
the other parts
Serve
of his
and
job,
protect.
Conager?
What kind of cop are we talking about?
Oh, so he's serving and protecting
Jared,
by doing
what
that
is
instead of
your
solving
job?
the situation or
What is
warning
your
people.
job? As a driver, what is your job? Oh shit! To obey the damn
We're
laws.
not talking about the driver, Conager. We're not talking about the driver, Conager. We're talking about the cop.
But you have to look at both sides of the situation.
Zach
dude.
says
They are not in the right legally. Oh my gosh!
Zach
I'm
is saying he's
talking
not a
about
dick.
how you can be
And
in
he's
the
at
wrong
risk. What the
legally
F is
and
this?
be in
Well,
the
this is our
right
podcast,
morally.
Jamie. Jared, okay, here, Jamie. Let me ask my manager, Jamie. Jared is saying if a cop is set up a speed trap, knowing that people are going to speed because signs are covered up or whatever, is he a dick, or is that just his job and people should slow down? And he's not a dick because people are speeding and that's on them and not because the cop's a dick.
That's not the hypothetical.
It's pretty much the same.
That's not the
Is he a
hypothetical.
dick,
The
or is it on the
hypothetical
people
was
being a dick?
there's two cops. There's two cops. It has nothing to do with the drivers. There's two cops. One knows there's a speed trap. They know there's a place that for whatever reason people are speeding. He finds out why, and he can solve the problem. But instead, he parks there and he gets as many tickets as he can. The other cop solves the problem and makes sure that the public is safe. Which one's more an asshole?
Okay, you've changed it now, but now you're saying which one's more of
That's
an
exactly
asshole.
what I've been saying for the last
It's been on
hour.
stream. I can go back, and it's definitely not the hypothetical you gave
Yeah,
us at the
do
very
it.
beginning.
Tony,
not
that
a
is
dick.
what I've been
No.
saying this whole time, and you guys said they were both the
Yeah,
same because they're both
you
doing
did
their
not
job.
say one of which one's more an asshole. You said, "Is this one an asshole? Which one's an asshole? Who's winning Monopoly? I'm definitely
Yes.
fucking losing.
Which one's worse than the other one? Which one's worse than the other one?
I'd say they're
But
both doing it.
doesn't
It is
make
the
him-
city's responsibility to fix the signs. It is your job as a driver to abide by the laws, and that's from Nicole. She's really smart. She
That's
definitely
not
has
an
a driver's
answer.
license.
That's not an
Well,
answer.
that is.
That's
It's
not
not
an
on the
answer.
cop's job.
No, because I'm
it
asking
doesn't
you
make,
out of those two
Oh no,
cops,
that's
which one is better morally?
no, Jared. It's not on them. For them doing their job, you're speeding. That's on you, not
That's
making the
what
cop.
the hypothetical
cop's not a
is.
dick.
That's what the
where I'm
hypothetical
coming
is.
From. The cop's not a dick for you breaking the law. The cop
Yeah,
can't be a dick
he's
for
not-
him enforcing the law. Period.
Now, if he's enforcing it wrongly,
Then he's not
a
forcing
dick.
the law.
Yeah.
I am asking if you
No.
take advantage of the legal system,
It's not
even
being a
though it's
dick.
legal, because
No,
there's
no,
loopholes
it's
It's not
everywhere.
being a dick.
That's like
He is taking advantage. He
Jared,
knows there's a
you can
problem
take
with this
advantage
road,
of shit. That
and instead
doesn't
of
mean you're
fixing
being a
it-
dick.
Yes, it
So
does.
Now,
taking
if you do it
advantage
to a
of the Best Buy
2-year-old,
credit card
If
doesn't mean
it's
I'm a
at
dick.
somebody else's expense, if it's at somebody else's expense,
No.
you're a dick.
Wrong.
Yes, that's why Nintendo's in the
False.
wrong when they make all these
That's a
stupid
whole
licensing
different thing,
shit.
Jared. That's
They're
a
a
whole
dick.
different thing.
Jared, your stance would stand better if you went with, is it okay for cops to lie to us and we can't?
Yeah, I don't think cops can
No.
lie to us. I think that should
No,
be a forgiven
that's
thing.
not the
That's
problem.
stupid.
I mean, that is
That's
a problem.
not the problem.
That is the same. This is a
better
better
argument.
argument
A lot
for
of
your
the time, it's
stance.
illegal for a cop to
No, it
lie to
isn't.
you. A lot of the time, it is.
No, there
No,
not
he can lie to you
Nintendos are dicks.
up
Yes,
front.
No,
Nintendo is a
there-
dick.
Jackson, he can lie to you about certain things. He can't
No.
lie to you about everything.
Yes, he can. We
No, he
can't lie
can't.
to
He
them.
can't say, "Hey, this is your lawyer," and it's actually just another cop. That's illegal.
No shit. That's
No, they can't say that.
it's
But
not
you
against the
don't
law to be a
trust
dick.
it.
Exactly. It's not against the law to be a dick. You can be a dick.
I never
No,
said it
I'm
was.
reading my
I'm just
comment,
saying
Jared.
morally
Calm your
he's a dick.
tits.
He's just
Holy
he's
shit.
just reading comments.
I don't care if he's just reading comments.
I'm just saying the cop's
The
not
comment
being a
section is
dick.
dumb as
the
you are.
The cop's not being a dick for doing his job. Period. That's my opinion. That's Jackson's opinion. That's what my chat's pretty much saying. So I would say you're outvoted. That means you're wrong. Jackson, your turn.
Yeah, this is a democracy.
Yeah, we the people.
Morality is not a democracy.
We the
it's
people.
a fact.
It's not a fact. People have different
No, it's not.
moralities,
It's
Jared.
about opinions, Jared. You can't do facts on opinions. You s-
Morality
Zach.
is not a freaking
It is, Jared.
opinion, guys.
It
Morality
is.
changes depending
It's
on the
all
person.
about your
Oh,
own
So
preference.
okay.
you're in the wrong,
It's
Jared.
about your
Jared,
preference.
how is morality
Uh-huh.
not?
So if I live in a country, where it's okay to kill Jews, then it's okay to kill Jews,
didn't
and
say
that
that.
morally is right.
Yes,
You just said it's subjective.
is.
If
It
it's
is.
that subjective,
that is objective. So
no,
yes,
it's not.
it's
Morality is not
objective.
Personally,
subjective.
could think it's fine, Jared, and you and your person could say it's morally right. Doesn't
Like
mean it
eating
is.
bugs. Let's put on
Yeah,
a smaller.
just like you guys are saying about this cop.
Exactly.
Just like how you guys are saying about this
Yeah,
cop.
well, not just us and everybody that's watching me.
So morality has a factual
No, it doesn't.
basis. It doesn't matter if you think it's moral.
So you're saying you're wrong Because everybody in my comments is saying we're right, so morally that means we're right and you're wrong.
No.
That's what you just said.
No, I never said it was a. I never said it was a democracy.
So your
Conager.
morality
You're
trumps
totally making
our,
up facts so you can
your
prove me
morality
wrong.
trumps our morality.
You're making up
Your
arguments and
morality-
disproving those arguments. You're not
Your
listening to what I'm
morality trumps
saying.
our morality. We can't have two different moralities. It's your morality, not our morality.
I never said that.
Kind of did.
I just said that there is an actual factual morality.
whose is right?
Whether or
Whose is
not
right,
me
then?
or you are closer to it doesn't matter.
So whose morality
the
is right?
norm morality is usually based off of the Bible because that's been around a long time. But morality
Christian
is how you're
culture,
raised.
Jackson,
Think about
not-
bugs. A lot of people think that's disgusting and that's sick. But there's a lot of cultures think it's okay to eat bugs and they do it. It's all
That's not
about
moral.
how you're raised and how
It's all
were,
perspective. Exactly,
yeah, how you're
Zach.
raised.
Zach says it's all perspective, and that's true. You could be raised in a whole different situation.
That's
So you're
why
telling
you
me that
can't-
it can be
That's
moral.
why it can't be 100% truth.
So you guys are arguing for moral relativism.
What?
Morality is relative depending on your situation.
On
So if you
who
grow
you
up
are.
in
Is this
Nazi
what
Germany
he said?
and you're told
That
the
what
Jews are
he
not
said?
human and you shoot a Jew, morally you're not in the wrong.
Yes, if you were raised that way, yes.
Okay, then morality's
if you're
not
in
real.
that community,
So who
That's
cares?
where
Yes.
it comes to.
So who cares? Morality's not real.
Who said it is?
That's why there's laws, because you can't base everything off your own opinion. That's why we have
If you're
laws.
calling people assholes or dicks, you have to admit that there's some kind of
No, I
moral
don't.
standard. Then everyone's an asshole and
Yeah,
everyone's
exactly.
a dick.
To my
Yes.
opinion.
And it doesn't mean anything. Words don't mean
they
anything.
They're all made up by
Yes.
people. They have no
So
meaning.
what's the point of even talking about
You're
this?
the one who brought it up, and we're just saying the cop's not a fucking asshole, Jared. He's doing his job. Stop speeding.
Yeah, and every time you have
Stop feeding.
answered my
Stop
question,
feeding.
every time you've answered my question, I've said, okay, I'm okay
you
with
didn't.
that. And
Not
then you
every
keep
time.
talking.
You
You
keep on
kept
talking.
I've
on.
done it
Tucky,
3
we
or 4
both-
times.
Hey, guys, both sides kept on going. It's okay.
Jared.
Calm down. And let's go on. Conager. Oh, it's my turn now.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
Hey, everybody in the chat loves this, Jared. Jackson, can you play the game?
I know.
Yeah,
I'm
Me too.
loving
This
it
is
too.
really fun.
I'm
I
loving
mean, to be
this.
honest, I don't
No,
even
I
give
don't
a
either.
shit.
Me either. That's why I thought
Jackson,
this
it's
would
your
be
turn.
fun. I'm
Hit
trying
the
to
X
find
button.
At the
things.
end of the day, at the end of the day, someone could come down from heaven and tell me you guys are right. I wouldn't give a shit. Like, it doesn't matter.
Even if it was me coming down from heaven in a tiny
Nah, I
whitey.
just smack you.
I'm losing this game so bad. Anyways, Jackson, what's your next point? My
I'm trying to find
room's
it.
really warm, guys.
Oh, I'm burning
I
up
need to
right
open my
now.
windows.
I just
Okay,
love
let's
that
do
my
a nice,
emulation
easy
question and
one.
all of
Yeah, I know.
that.
Yeah, what's your easy one?
Let's do a nice, easy one. What game world would you... What game world would actually suck to live in?
Any of the From Software ones.
Nah, I think those would be dope. I'm not gonna
Literally
lie.
any of them.
I'd have fun.
Those would be dope.
Well, it'd be dope if you're the chosen one.
Well,
If you're just one of the
Let's
side
say you
characters that
become the
go
main
hollow.
character. You're that involved.
Okay, if you're
What
the main
world
character.
would you hate to live in? I think Resident Evil.
nah, too fun.
No, you're a main character, dude. You can freaking
nope.
karate chop a
I have
zombie.
it. I have it.
You have
Animal
it?
Crossing because it's in real life. Like, why would I want it? Like,
Just
it's
life.
basically the same thing. I still gotta work. I gotta pay off debts. I'm in debt. I gotta make food. Gotta make friends. Like, why the hell would I want to live that life again? I'm already living
No,
it.
I have a worse
Sims.
one. I have a
What?
worse one. I have a worse one. The Sims 4. Rent is every week.
Well,
Oh my
here's
gosh.
the issue with Sims though. Are you playing God then? Because technically the main character is you
No,
playing.
you're in the
You're just in
world.
the
No,
world.
no,
Oh,
you're
that's
just
true.
like a character.
So you're
Yeah.
just living real
Yeah, you're
life.
the-
I mean, like, but think of how much money they make.
Yeah, but rent sucks.
Back to the
Inflation
cop one.
sucks.
Let's live in GTA. Oh my shit. We need to play GTA, guys. Next podcast, GTA.
And do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we definitely do.
I totally
So
forgot GTA is a thing. We should. But anyways, Jamie OMG, what was the question? The question was, what's the worst video game to live in if you were the main character in that video game? Here's the thing, though. Sims wouldn't be that bad. Think about it. Rent's due every week. Do you know how much money you make, though, every week? They made a shit ton.
Yeah.
And do you know how
If
fast
we're
the
going off the
careers
logic
were?
of it, You can write a book in a day.
Exactly. Sims
Oh
wouldn't
my
be bad,
gosh, yeah.
but I still think.
The forest.
Nah,
That
I
would
think that would be
suck.
fun. I mean, like, yeah, you probably die.
It would suck because how fast your hunger, all that mechanics.
Yeah.
That would be
Well,
the
here's the
sucky
thing.
part.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If we
What
were
are
going
you
off of
doing?
real-world logic and physics, I think games like that would
Oh,
suck.
if you're going off that, but if we're
But
going off
if
the
we're going
game
off
world,
in-game logic,
most H games,
Yeah.
most horror games, I think it'd be fun to be in a horror game. I mean, like, it's more fun than what my life is. Like, what, I have to go to work tomorrow? Or
That's
I gotta
true.
fight off zombies or guys with 50 heads.
what about Alien Isolation?
What?
Oh my gosh.
You have been bankrupt.
No.
Well,
You just give all your stuff
no,
to Jackson?
I guess.
Oh, because you waited
Shit,
so
I was
long.
trying to get the most money. Doom, but you're not Doom Slayer. Well, yeah, if you weren't the main character, I think any of these world words suck.
Yeah, I think
Crossing,
even
yeah.
if you are the main character, I think if you're the main character, Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3 is the
I think
worst.
it'd be fun if you're the main character.
I
You can't
would be better than
die.
this
I
world,
think
let's be
Bloodborne
honest.
and Elden Ring would
I
be
think
fun.
Demon Souls would be fun too. You can't, or Dark Souls, you can't die. You just come back if you're the main character. I think a boring game like
but then you-
a life simulator one would be the most boring as the main character because it's again like Animals Crossing.
mud truck
Oh
game that we
yeah,
used
the mud truck game we tried once. Like I'm driving a truck. Oh, actually, driving a truck wouldn't be like it'd be
Mario.
kind of fun.
Mario Kart or Smash Bros,
Dude,
bro?
but you're fighting all day. That's exciting. You don't give off main character
Yeah, 'cause
energy. Yeah, I know Jared doesn't. It's fine. We're working on that.
Yeah.
Shit, I ran out of water. I'll get water.
I still think dying over and
Gotta
over
sim
again
would
because you
suck,
can't
that
like
guy,
leave.
yeah.
You have to
What, Jared?
like playing. If you're the main character in Bloodborne or Elden Ring, you literally become like a god at
Exactly.
the end of the game. But Dark Souls, the end of the game, you just go and burn yourself to
If you
death.
choose that.
Or
exactly.
leave.
But who says you beat the game? You don't ever have to end. You're the main character.
Yeah, then you're just hanging out in freaking
But
Missoula.
here's the thing. We're talking about the world of Dark Souls. It's not just Dark Souls 1 you're living in. It's the world of Dark Souls. You could just leave that area and go adventuring. Who says you can't?
Yeah, but if you ever lose your purpose, you literally turn hollow.
Your purpose is to find a better way to end instead of burning yourself alive. That would be the purpose, I'd say.
You don't really get to choose your purpose in life.
I mean, why not? Who says so? The goat is dumb AF. Who wants to spend a day with him? Oh my gosh, you saying the goat simulator? That would suck.
Oh no.
Imagine being stuck in that universe as the goat, guys. Except your tongue's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
You do have a pretty good tongue.
All the ladies would love you.
Yeah.
I think.
You've been
what
along
about
for too long,
Papers,
Jackson. You're
Please?
bankrupt. Or is that me? What? What did you say, Jared?
What about Papers, Please?
Paper, please. I don't know that one.
Sure.
Where you literally just have to go to a job and you can get shot or killed any day. And
Or
your
job
children and your wife are
simulator, or
starving to death.
mechanic simulator. Dude, that would just suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which world would you want to live in?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think Minecraft.
No.
I could build anything I want. I could do anything I want.
Do you respawn?
Yeah,
you're living in
if
that
you have
world.
the same
mechanics as.
Okay. Then
What about
it'd
you,
be
chat?
okay, I guess.
What game would you want to live in? Yeah, Minecraft wouldn't be bad.
Or Elden Ring. It would be Minecraft or Elden Ring.
Baldur's Gate with my mods. Oh my gosh, David. Yeah, you would say that.
Oh my gosh, David.
If anybody doesn't know, David has really nice jiggle physics in his mods.
Oh, sure. Minecraft would get
You know,
boring.
I feel like D&D
Lonely.
world would suck to live in.
Especially on honor mode. Do you get to choose the mode you're playing in?
Hardcore Minecraft.
Well, death isn't canon in those games, so if you die, you die.
Exactly, that's true. Pokemon is what Zach said.
Unless someone gets withers to bring you back to life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know why you want Zach. That freaking What's the one with the horn coming out of the chest? The red horn?
I don't know. Zach, no, it's got to be Pal's World. Oh, Pal's World! Yes, where slavery came back. Yeah.
I just realized Minecraft would be really fun, but it'd be super lonely because you would have no one except just asexual
Terraria,
villagers.
Jackson. Terraria.
I don't know what video game I would want to live in. Last of Us.
that's
F it.
do
No, I'm just
Terraria.
kidding.
Do Terraria.
Last of Us.
Hey, just in my thought, I would love a zombie apocalypse, some kind of apocalypse. Guess why? I don't have to.
The Walking
No,
Dead.
just any. In my opinion, if an apocalypse happens tonight, I don't got to worry about my next bill. I just got to worry about surviving, and I think that sounds way easier than life.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll die soon because of diabetes.
What do you mean? I just won't
yeah.
have sugar. If we're not making a lot of processed sugar, I'll just be eating meat like I am now, which means I could live forever, Jared.
Sweet.
So,
Oh.
I don't know what world I would want to live in as a video game.
I don't think any of them are really all that good. Maybe Spyro. Spyro sounds so kind
Maybe
of fun.
Zelda. Can I be Link though and be just
Yeah, I don't
reincarnated
know.
every so
if you
many
get
years?
reincarnated,
Low key Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed would be dope. I'm living in
What are you talking about? That's
FF7.
just real life.
Final
Which
Fantasy
one?
7.
Which Assassin's Creed though?
Somebody said would
That's
suck.
what Jamie
Are you
said.
kidding me? You die of cancer at like 30 in that world.
Oh dang it, Jared.
God of War.
Oh shit.
Tifa Op. What? Tifa OP. Tifa OP.
Don't own
Jack.
anything. It's cool.
Her name is God of. I don't know what the hell you're saying, David.
Oh, Jackson, you're screwed.
No.
Harry Potter. Anyways, is it
Oh,
my turn?
son of a bitch.
No, you're gone,
No.
Conacher.
You're
You're
dead.
dead.
Monitor.
Damn podcast.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with Xbox pricing.
Oh, how they
Yeah.
raise their prices on
What do you
their
mean?
consoles
Yep,
and stuff.
that's a good one. Jamie and True is what Zach said. What are your guys' thoughts that Xbox is like, oh, Nintendo's doing this, so we're gonna increase our games to $80. We're adding on an extra $100 to our base consoles. Pig. OMG, Nicole, no. Yes, Nicole, no.
This is the first one to land on someone's property. That's
Like you
Yeah,
just
so
did?
what are your guys' thoughts
No!
on Xbox
Ah!
increasing all the prices and crap?
it. If they did it just to stay with the group, stupid. If they did it for the reason because of things are being more expensive, valid.
Well, yeah, but think about this. Their Xbox unnecessary is what David said. I think so too. Xbox One or
I think-
Xbox Series S came out over about 5 years ago, so we're under the impression
They increased their old
Yeah.
console?
it's
How much
$100
are
more.
you
So
Oh. Then they're
exactly,
dumbasses.
it's not just games. Games would be an argument
No one
of
bought it
whatever.
anyway.
But like their Xbox Series X that has 2 terabytes is now more expensive than the PS5 Pro. Xbox stopped their
Oh,
own
I'm gonna
console
get
sales. Yeah.
bankrupt? What? I can't.
Can you not sell things? Sell it. L1. L1.
Yeah, I have 6. I'm trying.
Yeah, it takes a
just-
minute.
little slow.
Yeah, no, Xbox is literally killing their own console. So, yeah, Jared, to get the high-end Xbox, which is just 2 terabytes, is $730. To get a PlayStation 5 Pro that's 2 terabytes
And it
is
came out the same
$600
year as...
or 700.
Hey, I won!
Hey, good job.
There's.
So,
I
but
could
yeah,
have sold everything
the
and then I could have.
The old Xbox, Jared, just the Xbox Series X that's 1 terabyte that came out 5 years ago is now worth 600 instead of 500. Yeah, they increased all their prices.
That's
Yeah.
stupid.
I think it's out of
I think
unnecessary
that
reasons,
is
so I think
purely-
it's stupid.
It is purely the reason, like the epitome of the reason why Xbox is dead.
Well,
Like,
that's Xbox. I won't say is dead. Xbox consoles are dead. Yes, Like Xbox is going to be around. They
Yes,
got their
consoles are
Game
dead.
Pass. They're good. That's going to be a thing.
Do you think they're gonna keep selling controllers?
Yeah, it's a PC controller.
Like after
Well, now you can buy a controller with a Fire Stick and do game clouding on that. Xbox Play Anywhere motto. Yep, their Game Pass is nice. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I think this next generation will be their last console, especially if they keep on doing stupid things by saying, "Hey, our 5-year-old console." At this time, normally we decrease the price because we're making money off the consoles now, and we can make them cheaper.
Well,
but now we're going to make them more expensive.
Here's the funny thing too. It was definitely more expensive to make it the first time during COVID.
Yeah. Well, no, that's my thing is.
So there's no reason it should be more
within
expensive
the
now.
5 years, you're saying that your console now costs you more money to make? Like, it's just stupid. There's no way that it costs them more money now to make their PS or their Xbox.
No.
And that's
I think they're just trying to milk the few suckers that buy an Xbox for like their grandkids
especially for
or
that price.
something.
One, buy PlayStation Pro, it's better. Or buy PC, $730. Like, come on. I heard rumors about Xbox bringing Steam OS onto their platform. Have you seen it? Yes. So Xbox, there is rumors that they will have Steam OS, but there is also, I think I was watching on Linus video where they talked about how PlayStation could still stop their games being like. Not all PlayStation games might not be able on the Steam OS or Steam whatever. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah. Their next console, the rumor is that it's going to be a hybrid where it's going to be running Linux-based, Windows, whatever, Game Pass.
Well, it's not a rumor.
Well,
they announced it. They just didn't say what it's called.
And it's basically it's a PC, but it's not running full Windows.
Yeah, and their handheld is like a freaking discount.
Well, here,
Oh, we're playing again?
Are we?
I know we won't be able to play all of it,
I'm down.
but let's just play it while we talk.
Might as well. I joined, but nothing happened. What do I do? Oh, there we go. Oh, add free spot.
What?
Where if you land on free parking, you get a shit ton of money.
Yeah, trying to figure that out.
If you can, it's fine. We can
don't
do
know
it.
how we did it
that's
last
all right. But here's my big thing. I think PlayStation bringing back PSP. Oh, they are. There's a huge rumor that the PlayStation, because they're working on 2 different silicons.
AMD and Samsung are coming together to build a handheld console.
No, Jackson, we're talking about PlayStation. No, Samsung is not involved with PlayStation. AMD might be teaming up with them, but
South Korea won't work.
If PlayStation's already been working on 2 different chipsets for their next console, and there's rumor is that they're going to do kind of like what Xbox did with the Xbox Series S, but they're going to make it a handheld, which if it runs 1080p and runs all PS6 games, I think it's going to be a shoe-in. Smart. But we'll see.
I'll buy it.
I'll buy both.
I don't need a full-on PlayStation.
Oh, I'm gonna buy both. Screw it, I'll buy both. I'm a fanny fanboy, Sony fanboy.
Are we not doing the quick dice?
I don't know. That was Jackson. Are we not doing quick dice? Are you sure? Don't we have to go around for the quick dice?
No. Yeah.
You have 2,000 money.
Oh well.
Quick dice.
We're not doing quick dice.
Okay, cool. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? PlayStation, Xbox. Oh,
about the handheld
no. So
PlayStation.
back to the other. I think PlayStation 6. They will announce that you can use Game Pass on PS6. I don't think they'll do it with on PS5,
probably.
or they might do an update when PS6 comes out. But I think if they do that, I think it would be really smart for them, because then nobody will ever buy an Xbox console, whatever it is. Because why not just buy a PlayStation for the same price or cheaper and be able to do both? It's a hot take, yeah.
Would they do a bundle with their subscription and
PlayStation?
Xbox?
Oh, well,
Probably not. It's probably
no.
like the EA or Ubisoft
Where you just
one.
add on, because here's the thing: PlayStation will take their cut from their, like, they get theirs from their membership,
Jackson, it's your turn.
and then they'll get a cut from Xbox Game Pass. So might as well, yeah. Unless they make a partnership. Jackson. Did he just leave? Let's start another game and then just fucking walks away.
I guess so. Oh, there
What?
you go.
Holy shit, Jackson! Even the PS,
Sorry.
even with PS Premium, I don't know. That will be the thing is if they want to combine it. I don't know if they. I mean, if they did, holy shit! I mean, they would have to increase it. PlayStation Premium would probably be like $200. Oh no,
$40
because think
or
about it. If
something.
they do it,
140.
how much is Game Pass for a year? It's $20 a year.
20. Oh
And your turn, Jackson.
no.
No, it's $20 a month.
Or
I
20.
thought.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
That's what I
so
meant. Sorry. Roughly.
It'd probably double the price.
It's
to be
roughly
honest.
200. I think it's. Let me just Google how much Game Pass is. Yeah. Oh shit! I said auction or whatever. Oh yeah, we have to do. Oh, I do.
bid.
Sorry. Game Pass, isn't it Ultimate? Their higher end one. Yeah. Game Pass Ultimate is $1 right now.
Damn.
Crap.
What, Whitney?
Fine.
Oh, is
No,
it
it's
really?
not. Don't
Alright,
listen
I
to
gotta
her,
get off.
Jared. She's the devil.
She's trying to deceive me. She changed all the clocks.
Exactly. Tell her to suck it.
I didn't come in here. How did I even do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
You're a witch. Burn her at the stake.
Witch.
Does anybody know off the top of their head
She's a
how much?
witch.
Okay, it says $20 a month for Ultimate, so I'll just do that. It's $240 a year.
Yeah.
Xbox, Game Pass, or PlayStation's 180. Yeah, I don't think they would combine that because that would be way too like.
It's not 180.
Yeah, it is a year for their high end.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
One.
It's only at like 100.
Nope, it's 180.
Game,
Because
It's 180.
No, because me and Connor, because when you split in half, it's 60.
Did you
bucks.
buy it during Black Friday when you got a discount?
You bought it during Black
No.
Friday, Jackson.
No, I bought it
Yeah, you
this
did.
month.
Then you no,
No,
you
you
didn't.
didn't.
Yes, I did.
No.
Yes,
No.
I did.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You
You
just
didn't?
didn't, dude.
Because me and Carson decided to split it because we were like, oh, then it technically is cheaper than buying just the $64 a year.
Yeah, you did.
Because when you split in half, it's
You know what?
cheaper.
You know what? I'm gonna go look at it.
I'm looking
right
it
now.
up right now too because I'm like, I don't think so.
I just went on the store. I'm just like out of the game.
That's hilarious.
Have you guys tried the
160
Baltario,
is
whatever
what
the frick game?
Zach is saying. Yeah, it's 160 a year, Jackson. It's right there. It's
When did
right
they
there.
change it?
They changed it years ago, dude.
I think you just got lucky and did it
There
when
might
there
have
was
been
like
a sale
deal
going
it or
on,
something, dude.
Memorial or something. I don't know. Yeah, so that would be $300. I don't know how many people are signing up for a $300 service, but I mean, I don't know.
Well, they could always do. They could always do like 200 and have it be discounted if you buy it up
Oh,
front.
yeah, but I could see them maybe. Yeah, geez, that's $100. That means they would be taking a $100 loss for everything. Maybe though, if you're
Well, technically, they're not losing money though.
well, it depends on where they're taking that $100 out of. But here I can see this: if you have premium, you get a discount off of what is it called? Xbox. Maybe you get it for $15 a month instead.
Yeah.
But still, like, here's the thing: when you pay $300 for both of those subscriptions, think of how many games you would get for free.
Well, first off, I don't pay for the year thing anyway. I just pay for the monthly.
Yeah. So you pay more.
Actually, I pay for the 3 monthly.
So you still pay more.
Yeah, in the long run, but I can always turn it off.
Yeah.
And then save
Well, that's
money. when
that's
I'm
what I
not
do with
using it.
Xbox. I'm not using it, so I turn it off, and they give me 3 months for free.
Yeah, that's what I do with PlayStation too.
Do they give you free months?
Well, I don't turn it off. I turn it on to the lowest one unless there's a game I want to play on the
Because
higher
don't you
one.
still have to have it for online?
Yeah,
For
you do.
certain games, yes.
So I pay for the lowest one, always, but I change between the plans
See,
whenever I feel
what's
like
smart is you should change to the lower plan right before Black Friday, and then upgrade to the higher plan during Black Friday, so you get the special discount.
it. Yeah, I may start paying for the yearly one just because it's like whatever.
That's what I want to do
But
with all my
recently, I
subscriptions.
just haven't been.
because it's so much
Do
better.
Do Netflix and like Disney do?
No, they do not.
Yearly
Nope.
plans?
I don't pay for them though.
Jackson, click a
Yeah,
button.
Jackson, holy shit, you wanted to play.
Sorry.
All right, time to head out. Loved the podcast. Send me the next one. Put it up on Spotify so I can hear the rest. Okay, we're getting off in a minute anyways.
Yeah. I have one last topic.
Oh, shit, okay.
I think we all agree Xbox raising the price is just
Yeah.
stupid. Like, they're just retarded.
Yeah.
Last topic. The Batman is better than
Oh,
Dark
shit,
Knight.
yeah. It's better than all three of the movies.
Yeah. Like, I think The Dark Knight is the best Joker movie.
Joker's pretty good, yeah. Here, Jackson, play the game.
But if we're going off of Batman's character,
Oh my gosh.
the Batman
Oh, crap.
actually understands like Bruce Wayne.
No, and here's the
Batman.
thing. Nolan North's Batmans are good movies, standalone. But when you take in the consideration of the comics and everything with Batman, they don't do the Batman series justice. Like, he's like, I want him to be
No.
realistic. I get it. But it's like, okay. But now he's just, like, the cool thing about Batman is he's fighting witches. He's fighting people on super steroids. And he's a normal man. Now it's just, hey, a normal man's fighting normal people. Cool. Like, that's neat.
Well,
It's good.
I think the biggest
but-
problem with the older Batman movies
They're
is
way
that
too
they always
cheesy.
thought that the villains were more interesting than Batman.
Bane was not normal.
Because,
Bane was not normal.
on-
Bane was just, he worked out a lot. And they made Batman old with
Yeah,
bad bones.
yeah. Bane in the freaking comics
Yeah.
is on
Dude.
drugs.
Here, do you not play Batman Arkham Asylum where you get run Bane over in your car and pin him to a wall, and that's how you have to defeat him? And then in the movies, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying the Chris Nolan movies aren't good. I like them. I still like them. But it's one of those that would be like they're the all-time best Batman. I'm like, yes, because what else do we have to compare them to besides the animations? But at the same time, I'm like, they could have been better. Like, imagine Bane being like
Well,
the
also-
Hulk, and Batman had to defeat him.
But also, after Batman Begins, Gotham just becomes New York.
Oh yeah,
Like, Gotham is just a normal city, and they keep talking about how crime-ridden
Yep.
it is, but there's no real evidence for that.
except those people in
Like, it
hockey
just looks like
pads.
a normal city. Yeah,
But there were cops.
and legitimately, that the world doesn't need Batman for almost all of those movies,
yeah.
except for when the Joker or Bane.
Not
show
even
up.
then.
Like,
If you think about it,
in the
Yeah.
Batman, I feel like Gotham needs
Jackson, your
someone
turn.
like Batman.
yeah. And also, if you think about it, without Bruce Wayne, like if Bruce Wayne wasn't Batman, would like the Joker wouldn't have existed? He became a thing because of Batman, and then also like Ra's al Ghul and all that stuff would have just destroyed Gotham. So like, boom, Bane wouldn't have been a thing.
Yeah.
So really. The reason we get 3 movies is because this jackass Batman shows up and F's everything up. Without him, Gotham would have been
Yeah,
destroyed. They
and-
would have rebuilt, and it would have been a nice place. But no, this Batman had to mess it up. Honestly,
Yeah.
if you think about it, that's actually
that's the
how like he screws it all up. Makes him go into quarantine.
Well, that's the whole point of the villain's thing in the first movie is that they want to destroy it so they can
Yeah.
rebuild it because it's just too
Well, yeah,
corrupt.
but like because he stopped it,
Yeah.
all these extra bad things happened. The whole football field being destroyed and all those people dying. Catwoman,
And then
Yep.
almost getting blown up.
The Joker.
the Joker. He stabbed that guy with a pencil. It was a good magic trick, but damn.
And he also blew up a bunch of
Oh,
shit.
the hospital he blew up. Yeah, he made Two-Face. Think about this.
Yeah.
Two-Face probably would have died if Batman didn't intervene in the first. Well, actually, we don't know.
Well, no, Joker wouldn't have ever done anything if Batman wasn't there because that's the only
No,
reason
I'm
why
talking
he
about the
went there.
first one because everything that happened in the first one. So the town would have went crazy and destroyed themselves. So was Harvey Dent there?
Yeah.
I don't think Harvey Dent was in the first one. They didn't mention him. So Harvey Dent would have still been a lawyer somewhere and probably would have helped Gotham eventually and not have been turned Two-Face.
Probably.
Yeah. And yes.
There's also the fact that if Batman just didn't get scared of the bats in that opera play, his parents would still be alive.
Yeah. And if the Joker didn't think he was related to Bruce Wayne, he wouldn't have started that riot. But that's a different movie.
Oh, you mean the Joker movie?
I haven't seen the second one. I hear it sucked.
Yeah, it's a musical.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen it. I like musicals. But anyways, I like the
Yeah,
Batman
terrible.
movies. It's just funny. Also, I have problems with Nolan North.
Well,
Oppenheimer.
But I also just think that people
Yeah.
give the Batman a bad deal because the Nolan movies are so prominent
Oh, yeah.
for
Yeah.
Batman
Oh, sorry. End turn.
that they'll always be compared to it, and the Batman isn't like spectacular.
Yeah.
Like it's not a spectacle movie until like the very end.
Yeah.
And I think people just don't really like that Batman's the detective.
Yeah, he's not really a
Like,
detective in the Batman movies, the Nolan North ones.
no, he just goes and beats people
Yeah,
up.
or he has Alfred, or he has his computer scan this bullet, and then he tracks it down. But what was I gonna say with that? Shoot, it was pretty funny.
Have you seen the Penguin?
Yeah, I need to finish it. I'm like 2 episodes behind. I
Dude.
haven't finished. I just stopped.
Oh,
But
dude, it's so good.
Yeah, I like the more detective stuff. I like that he's actually building stuff too, instead of being like, "Hey, I'm gonna take this for my company." Like it shows that he actually does stuff. Like he's putting in the effort and like building things.
I also like that he isn't just this like he doesn't have two personas.
No,
yet.
yeah, he's
he doesn't
starting
have the Bruce
out.
Wayne and the
Yeah.
Batman.
He's still trying to figure out if he wants to be
It-
Bruce Wayne.
I was watching this thing. Yeah, I was watching this thing where I was like, if you notice, he plays both characters this same person.
Yep.
Like he
There's-
acts the same in and out of the
Because
costume.
right now in the Batman, there is no point for Bruce Wayne. Like in his mind, there's no reason why there should be a Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
There is a reason for him to be Batman, though. Like at the end, I like how like he's saving civilians, he's doing all this stuff. But I think that's what like the second part would do. I think it's going to show him why the world would need also a Bruce Wayne. Because right now there really isn't. Like there's not a big reason for him to go into the office and do stuff.
Well, at least he doesn't.
No,
see
yeah,
it.
exactly. He doesn't see that yet.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the movie, it's like one of the best things ever when, because if you notice in that movie, when he fights anybody, it feels like he has like a personal
Vendetta? Yeah.
thing with every person that
Yep.
he fights. Yeah, and the director said that he wanted it to feel like he was beating up the person that shot his parents every time he
I mean,
beat anybody
that's
up.
good. Question.
Yeah.
Another thing about that, because I've had debates with this. What is Jackson doing?
Sorry,
Oh, that was Jared. Question. Or thing. You know when he's fighting at the very end and he has that thing on his suit and he injects himself? Some people are like, "Oh yeah, that's like adrenaline," but I'm like, "No, it's a Titan.
That's Bane.
It's a Titan form." Or Titan, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a form of what Bane uses. It might not be exactly the same, but it's green. I'm like, why would they make it green if it's just an EpiPen?
I legitimately thought it was just an EpiPen.
Well, yeah.
I'd have to go look,
rewatch it.
Maybe look at if they.
Well, they
announced it.
haven't
Yeah, because
But it would
said
make
anything.
sense.
But like, he goes into a rage. That's what Bane does. And it's green. Like, why would I don't see
me look it
any
up.
way why they would make it green. It is an Aussie
I mean, I
from
also understand why he would have.
TMNT. Uzi from Teenager Mutant Teenager Mutant Ninja Turtles. Shit. Damn, how much did I buy that for?
300.
A lot.
But what about you, Jamie? What do you think of the Batman? Do you like the Batman, or do you like Nolan North? Oh, and while you're typing in and typing away, have you guys seen Oppenheimer?
No.
Okay,
Yes.
it is a good movie. Not gonna say it's not, but the people that hyped it up and they're like, "Oh my gosh, the explosion, the nuclear bomb,
It's
sucked."
a masterpiece.
It's
Yeah.
gasoline. I do that in my backyard daily. I think you should have. I know he wants to do practical effects. I get it, but like, it wasn't that good of an explosion. Like, it wasn't like the movie itself. I liked. It was a good movie, but the explosion, I'm like, I like the Christian Bale Batman, but I haven't watched the sparkly vampire. You haven't watched the Batman, Jamie? You have an OLED
Dude,
TV.
are you
What's
kidding
wrong with
me?
you? Don't give me like you have kids and all this other shit. Like, you have free time.
They can
Let's
watch
put
it
it on
too.
our store. I mean, yeah, it's rated R. It probably only says one F word.
What
Is
the-
it
It
really?
is R.
Oh.
The guy ruined
Batman's not
vampires.
rated R.
The Batman's rated R, dude. Yeah, it
No,
is.
it's
Look
not.
it up. It's his fault.
I thought it was PG-13.
Dude, Twilight ruined Twilight. I will not blame it on him for ruining Twilight. He did great as Cedric Diggory. Twilight, though,
It's rated PG-13.
now it's rated R. The
Yeah.
Batman?
The Batman's rated PG-13, not R.
I swear it was R.
Matt Reeves has stated that an R-rated version of the movie, including a director's cut, does not exist.
Huh, weird. I swear it was R when they first announced it.
Yeah.
I don't even think there's any blood in the movie, dude.
It's a
Ah,
dark
shit.
PG-13
Hey,
movie.
can
but
we get that in 4K to
PG-13.
play that one? Let's do that. I'd watch that at work at GameStop.
Oh my gosh.
We have Maverick.
You're talking about like on your display.
Yeah, we have
TVs.
Maverick running right now, like 24/7. So let's do
Yeah, it was okay.
do. I mean, it's good, but I've been there for almost a year. It's been playing for a year. Yeah, I will store use it. Do we even have it? I don't think we have it. Like, can we even get that? ... I'll order it right now from Amazon.
I think you were thinking of The Penguin, because The Penguin is definitely
Yeah.
rated R if it was a movie.
And the
It has a lot of
Joker.
F-bombs in it.
Oh yeah, I know the Joker
Yeah, the
is.
Joker's rated
Ah,
R.
dang it, we don't sell it on Best Buy right now. How much is it on Amazon?
the price right now, but maybe there's another way.
Bidding time. Holy crap, Conager. Holy crap. Conager, you can't even bid
But
more.
yeah,
No.
I just want to see you guys' things on that. I just watched A Knight's Tale
Yeah.
the other day with Heath Ledger, and I can't believe they're the same. He's the same guy as the Joker.
He's also in
It's kinda crazy.
Brokeback Mountain. I need to watch.
Yeah, he's a gay cowboy.
Yeah, with that other guy.
Who is that other guy?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
The other actor. Yeah.
I saw a clip of it and I haven't seen it, but I need to watch it. I'm like, huh. I need to feel how my brothers feel.
Conager, you're the only one of us that's not married.
Shit. True. I'll buy it.
I think you need to tell us something.
That I'm not settling. There you go. The back of this, does it tell me? Sorry, I'm just trying to see if the Batman's in Adobe Atmos.
Time has come.
Okay, I really need to go
No,
bed.
you don't. You got 5 more minutes. 4K.
I was supposed to get up at 10.
Adobe Atmos True HD. Hey,
You have to get up at 10, Jared?
that's like 12 hours. It's too much
No,
sleep.
I have to get up. I should have got off at
So we're doing this again next week, right? But maybe we'll fix the audio.
10. Yeah.
I'm adding it to my stupid. Oh, I should just see if freaking what's his bucket has it. He probably hasn't. Okay, anyways, thank you for joining us on our first Can't Pause podcast, episode 1. At some point when I figure out how to put it on...
Well, we paused a lot.
Not really, we just stopped playing. We hope love it. We hope love it. Yes, we hope we love it. I own it. How much did I spend on it? Too much?
Yeah.
I spent $10? Oh, no. Yeah, sure. I just won again?
Congratulations.
Again.
How am I winning? Anyways,
Because I'm not freaking... I'm just withdrawing.
oh, and I'm...
So you can buy up all Jared's
Oh, he
crap.
quit. Oh. Anyways, I'm gonna figure out how to put it on Spotify, and yeah. Bye-bye. That's the wrong
Bye.
button. This is the right button. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I'm done streaming.